intercepted. For 3 hours. Signal detected. Mike, in the night. It's 3 a.m., screen still glows, satellites watching below, red lights blinking on every street, truth buried 6 feet deep, paper signed in quiet rooms, deals made under crescent moons, digital chains you never see, but something in you wants to break free. They say it's safe, they say it's fine, but why's that camera watching mine? Clock hits free, the veil gets there. You feel the static on your skin. Baseline truth, all at your fires. No more silence, no more talking. I have spoken. Bank accounts tracked every swipe, data mined from every type. Algorithm knows your face, predicting every move you make. Borders blur, control expands. Digital cuffs on steady hands, but in the dark the people wake. Feel the system start to shake. Eyes up, wake up, speak up, stand up. They fear the ones who see the play, they fear the ones who won't obey. Fight, fight, fight. 3 a.m., that's when you know. Fight, fight, fight. The quiet truth begins to grow. Fight, fight, fight. Signal cutting through the room. Fight, fight, fight. Truth breaking through the gloom. Like in the night, no disguise, piercing through the alibis. Midnight message unbroken. I have spoken. When the world sleeps, the real talk starts. When the lights dim, we reveal the parts. Not red or blue, not left or right, just raw transmission. Mike in the night.
Oh yeah. Woo! Today is April the 13th. Monday. Let me correct myself here. Today is Monday, the April the 13th, 2026. We are in week 16 of 2026. We are in week 16 of 2026, folks. The year is going by, and boy, is it going by fast. It's like, well, it just felt like yesterday we had Easter Sunday. Well, it just feels like yesterday we had Palm Sunday. It just feels like yesterday was, the spring is here. It feels like just yesterday spring was here, right? So we live on average about 72 summers, 72 springs, 72 falls, 72 winters, right? So taking the time, enjoy yourself, enjoy your time. And people are tuning in now. I'm getting people from Facebook, some people from YouTube, some people from D-Live, some people from all the different platforms here are joining us here tonight for Mike of the Night on this April 13th, 2026, episode 646. All right, guys, let's get into a... What are we going to get into? We're going to get into... Well, let's get into the basics here first, guys. If you want to... Mike of the Night 646. Don't forget, if you want to join our email list, if you want to receive an email when we do go live and you want to join us, go ahead and email me at mikemartins1980@gmail.com. That's mikemartins1980@gmail.com. And go ahead and email me. Just let me know, and I'll add you to our email list. We don't have many people, but it's just nice to get the people aware that we are live. And guys, don't forget, viewer discretion is advised for Mike of the Night, 21 and older. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Fact check and do your own research. Okay, guys? 18 U.S. Code Section 2257 for Mike in the Night. All right, guys. It's so good to be here with you guys today. It's so good to be... I was actually looking very forward to do this show for you guys tonight. So... yeah, Jeff Nugent in the comments saying, good evening, Mike. Blessing, brother. And blessing everyone in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. And then, sorry, guys. My phone is... I got to move it over here so you guys don't hear the buzzing going on. And people are starting to notice. Right here. People are starting to notice, people. People are starting to notice the situation, and it's starting to fracture real fast. It's really sad, the situation we've put ourselves through in the last, 10, 15 years. And, I mean, we were here before the damage was here. We were warning you guys, the build-up, hey, this is going to happen if this happens. This is going to happen if this adds to this. This is going to happen. And we were here the whole time warning you guys when it mattered. Now... everyone has a channel now, and everyone's telling you what you already know, right? A lot of people came after 2020 to tell us what we already knew the whole time. And it's really sad. It's just really sad how a lot of these people are bought and paid for. Right? This is it. Bought and paid for. We kept telling you guys, don't take sides. Oh, but Trump is doing this, Mike. Oh, but Elon's doing this. Like... shut up and don't take sides, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. If you guys remember Benny Hill, right? You make an ass out of you and me, and that's what it is. Don't take sides. Yep, Mexico Digital ID starts this summer. Did you see my video on that? I made a whole video on Mexico Digital ID. It's going viral on Facebook, though. The House of Cards is falling. Jenga, Jenga. Thank you, Mike, for speaking the truth from day one. No problem, Sheridan Forbes. All right. All right, let's get into... I guess we could do a channel plug. And then we could go into... yeah, I guess we could do a channel plug, guys. And we could go from here. All right, guys. If you want to support the transmission, guys, I really appreciate it. If you want to buy your boy a coffee, buy Mike a coffee. There it is, right there. I'll give you guys a link to the donor box. If you guys want to buy me a coffee, boom, there it is. If you want to support the transmission, we don't get paid to be here, so your $3 coffee helps. And guys, don't forget to check out the channel on YouTube. I got a lot of good stuff here. People keep asking about certain things over and over again, and I already made videos about them in the last 10 years. So go search the channel, guys. Conspiracy Vault, past live stream videos. We have hundreds. Sorry. We got 6,300 videos we put up, and we have 2008 now videos that have been taken down by YouTube. 2008 videos that have been taken down. We have 6,003 left over the years. So they keep taking us down, videos, and suspending us and getting rid of us. And yeah. And guys, there's the Facebook there if you guys want to follow us on there. This is where I'm starting to go viral. I'm going super viral on here. If you guys want to go on the Facebook, Facebook is wide open after so many suspensions on Facebook myself. And Instagram is wide open too, so if you guys want to get on the Instagram, go ahead and do that. And TikTok, guys, look at all the followers following me here. So TikTok is growing again. We're on our third TikTok page. No, we're on our fourth, because we were deleted 3 times. All the pages are here, up here, that have been deleted. We reached 82,000, and then they took us down, and then we reached, I think it's 9,000, they took us down, and then we reached, I think, 15,000, they took us down. So we're constantly being taken down on TikTok. And all of Mike in the Night, mikeandthenight.org, mikeandthenight.org, mikeandthenight.org. Go there and watch past episodes of Mike in the Night, and you can watch as much as you want of Mike in the Night from all our callers over the years. And really good, really good, really good. Okay, and if you guys want to shop Mike Martins, go ahead and support us and just buy a mug or something. We don't sell really anything. I think we sell 2 or 3 items a year. So, but I just put this up there if anybody wants to support us like that. And Moms Resist had a big April 11th showing. And Moms Resist, right? So they got 8 official location, and there they are on Instagram, Moms Resist, if you guys want to follow Moms Resist on Instagram. And here is a little video clip from the weekend there. I can show you guys here. It won't let me full screen it though, but here it is here.
Save our children! 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 Save our children!
Sorry guys, I gotta lower the volume because it's gonna flag it and delete the video. So we gotta be very careful with the audio here on YouTube. We're not allowed to use any outside audio because we will get shut down. But there they are right there. Moms Resist. There they are right there, downtown Toronto. That's in Toronto. And they are Save Our Children, Moms Resist, Be Their Voice. There it is right there for you guys to see. And combating child trafficking and leave the children alone. Like we kept saying on the channel, leave the children alone. The children don't want to be part of this. The children didn't vote to be part of this. And none of the children want to be part of any of this garbage that these retarded pedophiles that are just destroying lives is what they're doing. Ruining families. These pricks. Anyways, I'm not going to get too far into that right now, but let's go into... What are we going to go into, guys, tonight? Yeah, we got some videos here. Not videos. I'm going to make some videos here while I'm talking to you guys here. All right. Sorry, guys. Stop yawning. All right. We got Sandy here. Misery children, welcome. As the world burns, everything all at once, distract, divide, destroy, all on purpose by design. I don't want to be a part of it. We should create our own platform where we have control of everything. Yeah, I looked into that back in 2020, 2021 when we kept getting banned. We got banned off of YouTube. Shoot. I think 8 times in 2020, 2021 when we were telling you guys the vaccine's poison, don't take it, it's going to kill you. And not because we were... pretending, okay, it's from the government, they're going to kill it. No, we already knew from 2016, 2017 videos I made, which I'll show you guys later in the show, but they're putting mRNA, gene sequencing, gene editing sequencing in the vaccines. And that we're already on this in 2017, warning everyone. That's why they kept banning us, right? Because the information will get out. The information will come out that vaccines are no good, poison, garbage, this. Everything will come out slowly. But it's who comes and brings you the message that's allowed to tell you. I made a whole video showing you. I made a video on YouTube that got me banned for 3 months in 2020, summer of 2024, I think it was. Where all I was showing was the titles of their videos matched my videos that I made 4 years before they did. So they made videos, but my videos were already 4 years before them. But they banned me. But they let them 4 years later, controlled information distribution, 4 years later come out and say, oh, by the way, this and this and this and this. And I'm like, well, we said that 4 years ago when it mattered. That's the problem with social media. 98% of social media influencers, 98%, they're all corrupt. They need money to pay bills. They need money. As long as they follow the narrative and fucking lie to you guys, they're good. They're good to go. So, okay, who else is here? Yep. And someone saying, yes, I was trying to make an all Canada page that is video and social media that has honest stats to promote Canadian content videos, right? So, a lot of us have tried different things or tried to, but the thing is the damage is done, all right? So, speaking of the damage is done, let's head over to Ireland and what's happening over in Ireland. So, fuel protesters, so this is what the CBC stands for, Canadians Broadcasting Crap, right? So, Canadians Broadcasting Crap is saying, fuel protests in Ireland continue as pumps run dry, prices rise amid war in the Middle East. This is what they're trying to tell you, okay? Pay attention. Remember, this is mainstream government-paid media. Now, what's behind Ireland's fuel protests and why are they escalating? Ireland deploys army to clear protests blocking key ports. So what's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here. This has nothing to do with fuel. Maybe 1% of the protest, 1% of it has to do with fuel. This has to do with the migrant Muslim invasion that's raping Ireland. The Chinese money laundering, I don't know how much, I don't know the stats for Ireland, but I know the Chinese went over there and they laundered billions of dollars in real estate in Ireland, making it impossible for locals to get in. This has nothing to do with fuel. Maybe 1% of it is people are pissed off at the pumps. Maybe 1%. This has to do with the rapes, the migrants, the stabbings, the garbage people that went over there and destroyed and defaced Ireland. And that's why they're putting in the digital ID, the digital systems, the digital garbage. So they're telling you, oh, because of fuel. And then because it's Canada, what is Canada like? Canada like to do something, Canada. You want to see what Canada like? I'll show you. That's right, I'll show you what Canada like to do. Watch. I'll show your ass something. Watch this. Fuel protests in Ireland continue as pumps run dry. Okay. Prices rise amid war in Middle East. So who's tied to the war in Middle East? Donald Trump. Anytime Canada wants to shit on Trump, they would try to tie all this to Donald Trump. This has to do with the fucking migrant invasion that went in there and raped that fucking country and the Chinese fucking money laundering. They're always trying to tie it, and I fucking keep telling you guys, don't take sides. Don't take fucking sides. Because that's what's happening. Oh yeah, you want some more? Watch this. So here's our video here discussing Ireland, because people are like, Mike, you got to stand up for Ireland. Elon Musk is talking about her. Elon Musk, that piece of shit. Let me tell you about that piece of shit. He kept his mouth shut for years so we could get the tax funding, all the government grants, all the funding from American taxpayers for his bullshit electric car. That bullshit, all the bullshit he did, all the government grants and all the other bullshit and money and stuff. He didn't say nothing when Ireland was falling, when it really needed the fucking help. He's saying it now because now the damage is done. That's controlled information distribution. Now here's watch my video from Ireland. This is what I had to say. Ireland, Mike, you should be talking about Ireland. What is going on? Well, we've been talking about this for years. Let's take a look. The warning signs were put out, guys. Ireland is dying. Ireland is dying. Taxes, inflation, fuel prices, basic food prices, mass exodus ahead, inflation. 3 years ago. Ireland, massive housing crisis, food prices, rentals, energy bills, massive civil war ahead, 6 years ago. Massive exodus, Ireland's youth. Housing takeover, being pushed out, right? 7 years ago. So there it is right there. I'm not going to get too far into that video, but I'm going to go into here and show you guys. I was talking about Ireland before the damage was done. That Ireland could still be saved if something was done at the time. The damage is done. Elon Musk, all these great people come out and say, you fight back, Ireland. Good job. Yeah, but you kept your mouth shut for a long time to get your money. Right? Then you flip sides, you fucking prick, to tell people what they already know. But here it is. This is why they're deleting all my videos. Right there. Ireland is dying. Taxes, Islamification, fuel prices, basic food prices, mass exodus, inflation. Mass exodus out of Ireland's youth. Ireland housing takeover, pushing talent out 7 years ago. Ireland massive housing crisis. Food prices, rentals, energy bills, massive civil war ahead. Ireland is dying. CCP are pushing out locals in Ireland. 9,846 homeless people in Ireland. Mass exodus. Ireland to walk it back, but what's the main agenda? What's the next step? Civil war 4 years ago. Mass exodus, Ireland, Canada, Australia, youth flee cities from Sydney, Vancouver as wages collapse 7 years ago. CCP investors forcing Irish middle class into homelessness. Muslim invasion ahead 7 years ago. So here it is, folks. I've been, look at this, CCP investors going to Ireland. Massive civil unrest by 2025, pricing out locals. Exodus of youth. Ireland needs to take itself back. Massive civil war ahead. It doesn't end. I've been warning. See, the message was put out when it mattered. You see, I try to make the change when it really mattered before it got to where it's at today. Now, oh, fuel prices. It has nothing to do with fuel prices. It has to do with the Muslim invasion, the Chinese money laundering, forcing people into homelessness. Sound familiar? If you're living in an English country, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Chinese money laundering. They launder trillions of dollars to your country and destroyed your middle class. Now everyone's paying expensive rents, expensive mortgages, and now they're going to raise rates and even further for you to learn. For you to learn so you know what the true cancer is in your country. Okay. Okay, Mike, you're always right on your predictions. It's not even about predictions. They weren't even predictions. This shit was happening. And this is going to lead to civil unrest. And it's going to lead to shutdowns. And it's going to lead to this. Oh! Donald Trump! The Middle East war! No, that's fucking Ireland's fault for not putting 5 or 6 fuel manufacturing plants in their fucking country and hire 30,000 people. It's fucking Ireland's fault. They should have put a plant in every province, diesel or gas plant, to make fuel and employ 30,000 people in the private sector. That's what Ireland should have did. Right? Then their gas would be 10 cents a liter, 20 cents. Right? But it's all bullshit fucking control. All right, who else is here? All right, so there's our Ireland little rant there. Okay, Rape City, Hungary is coming. Rape City, Hungary. I spoke to somebody from Hungary today. I spoke to somebody from Hungary, living in Canada. Doesn't look like he's been here long, but he told me he's celebrated now. They got the new guy in Hungary, the new guy. And I said to him, the other guy they took out made sure that nobody came into your country, made sure that the migrants didn't come into your country, made sure that you guys weren't being infested by that Muslim migration. He said to me, you know what? You're right. But that's the only thing he did for us, was protect us from outsiders. That's all you need. You see? If they protect the borders, if Canada protected its borders and stopped the money laundering from China back in 2010, the house you're in would be worth 80% less today. Oh, but then I have no value in my house. That means I have no money. You have money in the bank. You save money in the bank because you're not paying a $3,000 mortgage anymore. Oh, but I rent. I'm not being affected. The person that owns the property is paying $600,000 for a 1-bedroom. You're paying more for rent. So if you protect your country from outsiders to come in, from destroying it, and that's why we told you back in November 2022, a man named Mark Carney is going to come, and he's going to take over, and he's going to protect Chinese communists in Canada. Oh yeah, a man named Mark Carney's coming, and he's here. Okay? So Viktor Orban, really pro-Russian. Is he a pro-Russian asset? Who gave a shit? Because this guy protected. So if we had one government in Canada or Australia, New Zealand, that actually protected its citizens from outsiders from coming in, that's all the fuck I would want from this government. If I had one thing, if I could go back in time 15 years and say, close the borders and make it impossible for people to come into this country. Make it impossible. Or population's going to go, no, you start putting programs in for local Canadian women, okay, or Europeans that have been here for 20, 30, 40 years that built this fucking country. Start getting them to have kids. And stop making it so damn expensive for people to live. Well, we got to bring in the trillions of dollars in money laundering from China. That's going to keep our economy going. Now they're raising rates, and now you're on the fucking hook. So if we could have one person, if I could ask for one thing from protect, close the fucking border like this guy did. This guy right here. This guy closed his border and made sure that they weren't getting the quotas in. So here's my little rant on this. I'm going to play the rant while I take a drink. Every leader that pushes back eventually gets replaced. Anyone that pushes back gets replaced, defamed, assassinated, whatever. Today I'm going to be talking about Viktor Orban. Okay? For over a decade, Viktor Orban stood as, I guess, one of the last leaders inside the European Union saying, nah, we're not handing it over to you. We want to be sovereign, right? And now suddenly he's gone. Okay? So you got to understand what's at stake here. The European Union isn't just like a trade group anymore. This is a, I guess, centralized control structure within Europe, right? We're talking about unelected bodies, bureaucrats, influencing physical policy, migration quotas, energy decisions, digital regulation, bring in more migrants. Remember that? And if you don't comply, they freeze the funding. They apply pressure. They isolate you economically. Right? Hungary had, billions withheld over rule of law disputes. Ask yourself, what does that do to a country's economy in the long run, right? What does that do to the voters? Now imagine, okay, you're a citizen, inflation rising, money tightening, and suddenly the guy resisting Brussels is out because he wants sovereignty. Coincidence? Maybe. Pressure? 100%. This isn't about left versus right. This is about sovereignty versus centralized governance. Because once countries fall in line one by one, you don't vote your way out of that system anymore. You guys understand that? Look at the pattern. More control over speech, more control over energy, more control over borders, and now less resistance. Guys, this is how the system works to how consolidate its power. It's not done overnight. It's done piece by piece. Hungary put up a good fight to repel the invaders up until now. Now it's going to go dark there. Mark my words. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken. All right, yeah. Rape City, Hungary is coming now. Oh, yeah. Stabbings skyrocket. Oh, yeah. Child trafficking is going to skyrocket. Everything's going to skyrocket now. You took out the one guy that wanted to protect your borders. The one guy from Hungary agreed with me. He's like, yeah, that's the one thing that guy did that was right. Now the new guy that comes in, he's going to fucking suck Brussels dry. He's going to do their bidding. Yeah. Taking the quota numbers. You're dead. That's what's going to happen. They're all dead. They're all going to suffer now. The country is dead. And that's it. It's over. Country's all dead. Because of that. And if I had one thing I could ask for, if I could go back in time and get one government, all the governments of Australia, Canada, don't let foreigners come in. No money laundering allowed. Stop with the bullshit. Don't build the economy off of housing. Housing would be within wages. They raise interest rates, no problem. I could afford it. I could afford it because my house is $160,000. The mortgage is $160,000. I could afford a 3% increase in rates. Now, the money laundering's catching in. Wish everyone good luck. Hey, Mike. Up yours from Australia. Yeah, someone's just giving me the finger. Yeah, so there's Chinese bots coming on, guys. We got a lot of Chinese bots coming on. So if you guys see them, just block them. Because when you keep doing that, I'm just going to let more people know that China destroyed your country. Oh, look at the Indians and the Muslims. No, the Chinese came first and bought everything out and looted everything. And left everything empty, so you pay more for everything. All right, guys, what else we got here? So this one, I had a story for you guys, but here it is. I had a story already lined up for you guys. Alberta, a wealth of lithium buried under Alberta. We covered this 3 years ago. We made a video for you guys 3 years ago, and it's gone. Canada's lithium, and why is the video gone? It's not here anymore. I made a lithium-ion video, lithium-ion in Canada, in Alberta, 2-3 years ago, and it's gone. I can't find it. I searched across everywhere for it, and I can't find it. Why? Because the video was discussing how a Chinese company bought the biggest lithium-ion mine in Alberta. Chinese owned, Chinese hires only. Video's gone, guys. I'm sorry. Can't back it up. But I did make the video. And I know some of you guys remember me making that video. But it's gone. They're trying to stop. Like, this is complete bullshit. They're trying to stop. They're trying to stop the truth from getting out. Right? All right. So that's that with lithium-ion. All right, let's head over to this interesting one from Canada here. So, lawsuit accuses Winnipeg woman of taking $6 million from nonprofit to fund vacations by TikTok coins. First Nations National Guardians Network no longer in charge of federal program after allegations. So, this is what happens. There's a lot of misuse of money, a lot of misuse of money being used for vacations and stuff, and it's our tax dollars, of course, that are funding all of this. And this is an important one. Cancer remains top cause of death in Canada, and new study shows multiple types are rising. 254,000 cancer cases projected for 2026. That is all fueled from the vaccine. We told you guys that we made the video here back in 2017. Right here. There's the video. It's right here at the bottom. 2018. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic, spiritual warfare, hijacking our DNA, mRNA. So they were in this video that we did. When was this? 2018. I have the exact date there when you watch the video. But we were already telling you guys they were infusing mRNA into our vaccines by 2020. Now the mRNA is, and we read it in these documents here, the option to redose. Redose. What does redose mean? You have to take boosters. We're already talking about that in 2018 or 2017. 2018, sorry, here. So it won't work. So basically it's going to work temporarily for a couple of months, and then they're going to have to re-inject you. So here it is. The option to redose should the effect wane over time or require repeat dosing to reach therapeutical relevant level of editing. So they're going to make you take this multiple times. So apparently, this is what I've been researching and finding. I found something else out, folks. I actually found out that they're actually looking at putting this mRNA because they believe it is God's gift to man. They want to do it, and they want to inject cattle, horses, and livestock with it. Or, where we get our dairy, our milk. They actually we're even discussing injecting our cattle and farm animal with it. That will affect our food. And they even want to actually put the genome sequence, which I've been reading, into our seeds, our food, our corn, or whatever. They want to add that into our vegetables too. This is really, really crazy because it makes absolute no sense at all. And why do we need a gene editing therapy vaccine for? Why do we need to update our DNA? None of this makes any sense. George is saying, yeah, technology they've been working on it since the early 90s, but it won't fly. Then he goes on to say again, people will just not use this product. They would just simply politely decline it. Okay, so yeah, so this is something I'm just in really big concern about. I'm really concerned about this, folks, because this is a big deal. And the reason why it's concerning me is if I have children. For me, I'm never going to take a vaccine for the rest of my life. Neither is my wife, neither is anyone in my family. But my children are forced to have to take this stuff. And it's really, really concerning me that they have to take this. And I'm going to, just politely get a doctor's note or something. Because if they are planning on putting this in all vaccines, this mRNA, right? mRNA genome sequence technology in my children. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to stand for this. I'm not going to deal with this. It's not fair. And I don't think this is, this goes against a lot of, this goes against our, but see how they use us. You see how they use this against us? Do you see how they use this against my kids? Well, if he wants to go to high school, he's going to need these shots. I'm looking at the card. I'm like, that's like 23 vaccines. That's like 30 vaccines. And then now they want to put gene editing sequencing in this garbage? So I wanted to update you guys. Hey, Carol. Yeah, thanks for the live stream. Thanks for the So that was a live stream I did. It's a really interesting one. Someone in the comments is saying, I remember listening to this video. I warned my work friends. Not even one person listened to me. Of course, what was this? This was in 2018, though. No one was listening in 2018. Everyone was so happy making money off their housing. Bring in the Chinese! Make more money! Make more money in my house! And we were warning everybody. And then if you go back to that other Mic of the Night that we did with Steve the Plumber, we were talking about they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. I think we even say it in this one. I even say it in this one. Hold on a sec. Transhumanism and altering DNA and altering our way. I believe that they are coming out with this, and I actually came to the conclusion that this goes back to the 90s. Okay, so I've never heard of this. If you have heard of this before, just go ahead and comment below and let me know, okay? So, now we did our transhumanism altering man, and this currently will alter our DNA. I took notes on this one, guys, because I feel it's very important. So, recent improvements in mRNA vaccines act to increase protein translation, modulate innate and adaptive immunologicity, and improve delivery. So zinc does that, folks. Zinc actually improves delivery. So watch the video. It's called 2018 Live. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic, spiritual warfare, hijack our DNA, mRNA. Watch that video, folks. It was taken down originally, but I got to put it back up. What was it, 8 months ago or 6 months ago? 7 months ago? It was a live stream from 2018, but I put it up 7 months ago when I was allowed to say it now. The damage is done. I'm allowed to say it, right? All right, let's keep going. So it looks like Donald Trump is starting a war with the Catholics, and I'm a Catholic, so, unhinged, unchristian, global outrage erupts after Trump attacks Pope, poses as Jesus, and a massive firestorm of international Condemnation erupted on the Orthodox Easter Monday after President Donald Trump launched a vicious attack against Pope Leo and shared an image of himself depicting as Christ. Let me see if I can find the image here for you guys. I don't know, right there it is, right there. So this is when you start mocking, once you start mocking Christians and Catholicism, and it rains. It rains fire, folks. You can't do that and don't get away with it. Everyone ends up paying when they start mocking Jesus, or they pose as Jesus, or blasphemously do these kind of things. I'm scared of doing these. I don't do any of this kind of stuff because I know what you pay later for it, right? Yeah, blasphemous is what it is. Right there. And what's going on here 7 hours ago? Let's refresh this updates here on what we got. 6 minutes ago, more about Russia's offer to take Iran's enriched uranium. Iran has no enriched uranium. It's all bullshit. If Iran wanted a nuclear missile or uranium, they would have had it 30 years ago. This is complete bullshit. Iranians denounced Trump's Strait of Hormuz blockade, and we predicted Strait of Hormuz is going to be the next point of interest. And before that, we even predicted Venezuela, too. It's a matter of who blinks first, right? The Americans or the Iranians, and Russia renews offer to receive Iran's enriched uranium, and I think it's all bullshit. Complete bullshit. Pakistan sends troops and jets to Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan has sent troops and fighter jets to Saudi Arabia to boost security in the Gulf nation. Gulf nation has said. Pakistani military personnel and fighter jets have arrived in King Abdulaziz Air Base on Saturday. The Saudi Defense Ministry said in a statement, the deployment is aimed at boosting military coordination, improving operational readiness, and supporting security and stability on the region and the regional and international levels, the ministry added. So the move comes as part of defense cooperation agreements signed between the two nations last September. So they're coming in, and again, they signed all these agreements, right? And Iran will surprise aggressors with new tactics and capabilities if war resumes. So Iran's got a few things up its sleeve, ready to go if the war resumes. All right, what do we got here? And this is a really interesting one out of the UK. Ofcom demands tech platforms fund the UK's internet censorship regime. So they want the tech platforms to fund the censorship, because obviously the governments are going broke, because the British or European governments haven't built their economies off of anything real in the last 20, 30 years. So now sends a bill for policing the internet directly to the companies being policed. So the meter just started running. So now the governments are going to demand. So the governments will just start demanding and then sending subpoenas, sending them to court, suing them, and shutting them down. You see how this works? Look at this. They send the bill for policing the internet directly to the companies being policed. They just run the meter. They don't care. There's something magnificently British about building a bureaucracy so brazen that it thinks it can police speech across the internet and then calmly posting the invoice to the very companies it's being policed. Pay up or shut up. So there it is right there. At a first glance, the fee sounds almost polite, somewhere between 0.02 and 0.03, qualifying worldwide revenue pocket change, right? The sort of rounding error in Silicon Valley accountant might miss while reaching for another latte. But it goes into it being adjusted and charging a lot more for it. But the fact of the matter that they're charging for it in the first place is the most crazy thing. And oh, look, Tardo. Population of Britain will skyrocket under the Green Party's immigration free-for-all. So in Britain, they want this Green Party here to have open borders and become a rape fest. Woo! That's what they want, a rape fest over there. That's what they want. They want lawlessness, right? So Britain could see a huge rise in its population under the Green Party's immigration proposal, according to new critical report. Economists estimate the UK population will increase around 4.4 million within the next 5 years if Zach Poloski comes power into 2029. Projected with this attribute to the party's more liberal immigration approach, with annual arrivals estimated at 900,000. Right? By contrast, the report suggests the population growth would be far lower than under reform of the UK government, right? And that's very, very, very interesting because Canada did the same thing because, let me look this up, guys. Be really patient with this video here. Let's see if I can find this, guys. Let's see if I could find it. Unless they took it down. Right here. It's still up. Yeah, they damn it, they took down the main one. Let me see. Right here. This is important. Keep watching, guys. So, you know how they want 500 or 900,000 a year? Canada did the same thing, and I was telling you at the beginning of the show. Canada wants more Chinese workers, students, and tourists. So Canada was working on 500,000 per year. They bring money, and their students, they bring money, and they buy real estate. Right there, 500,000 per year in Chinese coming in. So when you look at StatsCan and say, well, I looked at StatsCan, and it doesn't even look like there's any Chinese in Canada. What are you talking about? They're coming in as investors, not as immigrants or migrants. They're coming in under a different back door. 500,000 per year. When was this, guys? When was this? And we reported this. August 17, 2016. So when I tell you about the true cancer of these countries and why these countries are being destroyed, they get destroyed with money laundering, first from China, Australia, New Zealand, UK, blue states of America, Canada. Destroyed, obliterated. Okay, Canada, 2.4 trillion. New Zealand is 588 billion, I think it was, and Australia 1.9 trillion or 1.8 trillion through Australia of Chinese dirty money. Bidding wars, all this stuff, and then no one could afford anything. You can't afford to eat now because food and fuel is catching up to the Chinese money laundered houses. Now rates are going up to hedge against inflation, and we warned you guys about this for the last 15 years, and no one gave a rat's ass. Every country has a back door where they get people in to destroy you. And that was Canada's right there. Kind of smart, eh? That's the smart way of pricing us out or kicking us out of our own country, right? And then bring in 5 million or 4 million Indian migrants to come in after 2020 when they realized that Canadians couldn't get into their own real estate. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Papa Pissed is saying, I support Mark Carney's New World agenda. My elbows are firmly up. So, kept telling you guys, don't take sides. Mike, look what Trump is doing. I'm like, shut up. All right. All right, so let's get back to the States. Let's head back to the U.S. This one's kind of important. Massachusetts House passes social media age verification digital ID bill. So there it is. They've just forwarded to force every social media user in the state to prove their age to a tech company. There it is right there. The bill passed House 129-25 on Wednesday, banning children from under 14 from social media entirely, requiring parental consent for 14 and 15-year-olds, and mandating that platforms build age verification system to enforce all of it. If it becomes law, the policy takes effect October 1st. So we're going to keep our finger on the pulse on this one for you guys. And again, out of Massachusetts, Massachusetts law will make it illegal to drive your car out of state. And yes, this is actually happening. There it is right there. They want you. The proposal Senate Bill S2246 doesn't slarp a harp cap on your daily commute yet, but it orders the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, MassDOT, to set binding goals. Sorry, my vision's blurry here. Binding goals for reduced statewide vehicle miles traveled (VMT). It also creates new government council tasked to punish people onto public transit, whether they like it or not. So they're going to go draconian on that. It's going to go dark on that. So now here's the problem. So I used to spend a few summers in Massachusetts, and I used to stay in the Seekonk area, in Seekonk. I'd stay in Attleboro, West Attleboro, Fall River. I'd be in different parts of Massachusetts, Boston. But when I was in Seekonk, Rhode Island, the state, was like maybe 700 feet away from where I was staying in Seekonk, Massachusetts. Rhode Island was maybe 700 feet away, maybe 900 feet. Like you walk out of the house, you walk up the side road up to the main road, and then you make a right, and it says, "Welcome to Rhode Island. You are now leaving Massachusetts." So if you live in Seekonk and you're going to go to Rhode Island for work, like right there, you can't go out of state. Like I don't, yeah, you see what I mean? Like this is, again, it's gonna get worse. And if you thought the People's Communist Republic of California was radical, weird, and un-American, try these crazy, shocking stories from Colorado, Minnesota, and New York. So we told you about the Muslim mayor in New York. That is, where's the video? I had it here. Discussing this guy and what he's doing and how the hell did this guy even get voted in? 9/11, like, really? So the video's here somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but I wanted to share that with you guys, but I don't know where it is. So, maybe let's search across the channel. New York. Mayor. Here it is. New York selected mayor swears on a Quran to bring new era. New York will burn. So let's hear. New York City selected mayor swears on a Quran to bring new era, or usher in a new era. Thanks for the article and the email. My turn to comment. Let's stop pretending symbols don't matter, because they always have. The United States was founded on Christian moral principles, the Ten Commandments, natural law, individual dignity, personal responsibility, and most importantly, limits on state power. You see it in the writings, the architecture, the language, the institutions. That doesn't mean theocracy, it means foundation. New York City wasn't built by abstract ideology. It was built by Irish and Italian Catholics, men who poured concrete, laid brick, built stadiums, dug tunnels, raised cathedrals, bridges, subways, and neighborhoods with their bare hands. They didn't ask for statues. They asked for continuity. So when the mayor of the largest city in the Western world swears his oath on a Quran instead of a Bible or the Constitution, people are right to pause. Not out of hatred, but out of cultural concern. And let's be absolutely clear, 9/11 was not just history. They claimed it was an Islamist terror attack motivated by religious extremism, stated openly by the attackers themselves. Acknowledging that fact is not bigotry, it's reality. This is not an attack on peaceful Muslims who live, work, and contribute to America. This is about the ideology, symbolism, and civic trust. Public office is not about personal faith, it's about shared national tradition. The European expansion built the West. All the West was built by European expansion. The Arabs, the Chinese, the Indians came after it was built. Just imagine for a second that the Chinese, the Arabs, and the Indians built the West first. Would the Europeans be allowed in to live in the West? When leaders blur that line, they don't unify, they fracture. And civilizations don't collapse overnight. They erode symbol by symbol. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken. So there's another short that I did there for you guys. So yeah, And another big story out of the United States, very important one, is U.S. fertility rate collapses to lowest level ever recorded. And again, a newly released CDC report confirms that the U.S. fertility rate has declined to the lowest level ever recorded in modern American history. So that's 53.1 births per 1,000 women aged 15 to 44, marking yet another historic low. So here's your massive COVID vaccination campaign begins here. Everything starts to decline, right? Fertility rates go down. We had doctors on the show in 2020, 2021. When we secretly got the ingredients from the Dearborn, Michigan laboratory of what was in the first injection. We got those documents leaked to us. We got them over. We brought them on the show, and we brought a vaccinologist on the show that was asking us, how the hell did you get these documents? But we got the documents. We read them to you guys. We told you how dangerous this shit was going to be. We told you how dangerous this shit was going to be. So the West is just destroying the West, not China. Again, if China didn't bring in trillions of dollars to launder through our real estate, we wouldn't see a lot of homeless people here in Canada like we do now. It was all bidding wars. I was living in Vancouver in 2010, and people were taking a house that was worth maybe 60 grand, a complete teardown, broken foundation, broken roof, house is a teardown, it's a piece of garbage. They would take a house worth 60, maybe 70,000, because you can't live in it, and then they would overbid it by $1 million, $2 million. And then, okay, maybe they're going to develop the property. No, they don't. It just sits there empty. And then another Chinese corporation buys that house and launders another 1.6 million, then another one, then another one, then another one, and then the price of housing everywhere goes up, and the locals can't get in, right? Yeah. And then the whole theory about the Europeans build a bank or a stadium or something, and then they fill it with foreigners, Chinese, Indians. What about the people that build the bank? Don't their kids get the chance to work? No. We gotta build a bank to bring in people from China to work there. Yeah, the Chinese. When you say the Chinese didn't destroy the West, oh yeah, they played a huge role in crippling us financially. Oh, let's not forget the what is it? The opioids and the fentanyl. That comes from China, from the Shenzhen province. We did a whole video showing the map where it's coming from China into pressed already, and then the unpressed chemical precursors are going into Juarez, which we've been reporting on since 2017. The factory down in Benito Juarez, Mexico, south of Benito Juarez, the Chinese-owned factory that was pressing the pills down there and bringing the fentanyl up through the southern open borders, Biden's open borders. So if you guys remember all that, you guys know what I'm talking about. All that shit was already pre-planned. It was all to do with China. China destroyed Australia. China destroyed New Zealand. China destroyed a lot of countries by bringing in dirty money, right? Yep. So there it is right there. Watch my orange bags video. I think Dino Bravo loves the orange bags video. I got a video up there about orange bags where Chinese were just bringing in bags of money. They were bringing in bags of money, bags of cash to be laundered into Canadian real estate. It's called Orange Bags. Dino Bravo loves that video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep. No, the Chinese are the problem. Sorry. Someone in the comments saying, nope, 100%. Because when I was growing up in Toronto, the Portuguese were the problem. We were garbage. They had a phone number to snitch on a Portuguese. If there's a Portuguese you know in your area, call this number. We'll deport their asses. The Portuguese came in 2010 on a path to citizenship to build Canada. And by 2006, we were deemed as garbage and deported 52 or 47,000 Portuguese families with kids born in Canada. Canadians. So me growing up, Canada, Portuguese are the problem. Portuguese are the problem. Portuguese are the problem. Portuguese are no good. Portuguese are building things. They gotta go. And then Wait. The Chinese are coming in and just bidding up properties. So, wait. So the Portuguese were the problem of Canada for many years. Canada's problem is the Portuguese. But then the Chinese coming in, laundering money, bringing fentanyl, murdering. That's okay? Yeah, we got a problem. We got a big problem in this country. So, yeah, everything's made in China. It's garbage. How I would love a can opener made in America. I pay $100 for a manual a can opener made in America. I paid $100 for it. Because I know I'll have it for 40 years. Yeah, Gary Medeiros. Getty Medeiros is in the house. Rest in peace, Canada. All right, let's see who's here. Let's see who's in the chat. Oh, shit, yeah, I'm getting a lot of bummage. Yeah, bummage. Bummage is huge, guys. So we're getting a lot of bummage, guys, here in my town. So there's a lot of bums that moved into my town in the last 2 weeks because they're having the World Cup in Vancouver. World Cup's fixed. The teams that are supposed to win never win. It's always fixed. So if you look at every team that won the last 8 or 9 or 10 World Cups and watch every World Cup, you'll see the referee helping every team. And that's why I think it's the biggest crock of shit in the world. But now, here's the problem with the World Cup. Is it's coming to Vancouver, where that 3 hours away from where I am. And now they're bussing up all the bums up here. So I'm turning into Bum City here. And I don't know what to do. Like, I really don't know what to do, but we're turning into Bum City up here. Yep. Someone's saying bums everywhere. Glenn is saying, hey, Mike, I'm officially a bum now. Ottawa has beggars at every red light now. Women, too. Again, what happened was, here's the problem. Let's build a bank. Let's build a mall. Let's build stuff. So they need the Europeans to build this shit. Because the Chinese and the Indians, they don't build nothing. So now it's built, and the roads are built, the electricity, the sanitation, everything's built. Well, let's bring in the Chinese and Indians to go work at these places. I remember I was in a bank, where was it? Outside of Thunder Bay in the middle of nowhere in Ontario. I walk in, everyone in the bank's Chinese. I'm like, they don't even speak English. And then you go outside and there's homeless Canadian people begging for money outside in a two or three stoplight town I stopped at the bank at. And I'm like, why are the Canadian people that speak English outside homeless and the bank is full of Chinese people? You know your country's fucked. You know that, right? Your country's fucked. No, they don't play board games. They've actually been breaking into businesses in town, and they've been breaking into cars. Yeah. Yep. And then once you start getting into the farmland that the Chinese own along the U.S.-Canadian border, this stuff I'm talking about isn't going to be talked about for another 1, 2, 3 years. Most people will forget this, but it's going to come up. And even Joe Rogan will bring it up. But what about the Chinese farmland owned on Chinese communists owning farmland on U.S.? And you're going to see it. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about in the next 3 to 4 years. Word for word, it's going to happen. Mark my words. Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, all the real people, right? That get paid to be on social media, right? They're going to be like, yeah, we got an issue here. America has an emergency issue. We got a security issue. How much farmland do the Chinese own on the Canadian side that border the U.S.? Because I've been looking into this for the last couple of years, and I even made some videos going back 10 years about it. They're up on this channel. Warning you guys that Chinese are buying farmland on the U.S. border, on the Canadian side on the U.S. border, and they own a lot of it. And that's a major security threat. But because I'm saying it now, it doesn't matter. Because what I'm talking about right now doesn't fit in the agenda that they're trying to sell you. Right? In 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now, this will be a problem. And it will be addressed, and it will be brought forward. I'm just bringing it 4 or 5 years early like I always do. That's the problem. That's the problem with this damn channel, is we're just too ahead of the shit. And then when it starts to happen, I say, well, we said that. And people are like, who cares? No one cares about you. And that's just how it is. That's how it's been for the last 15 years for us here. You know? So. Oh, we got the Raven here. Too bad he doesn't have, Too bad. The Raven doesn't have Instagram, guys. Raven does not have Instagram. Well, thanks for scaring us 5 years early. No, but it just doesn't matter what I'm saying now. Go back to my videos from 8, 10 years ago. The stuff I'm talking about doesn't even matter at the time. Nobody cares. It happens, and then it's like, well, we could have fixed this problem 6 years ago if someone looked here. But no one looked here. No one cared. Yeah, thank you. So we got Glenn here saying, Vancouver is 50% empty and no one believes me because the TV tells them they're overpopulated on repeat housing shortage and repeat too many people, repeat they don't believe their lying eyes. It's all empty. I lived in Vancouver. It was a complete empty shell. So much traffic of people coming into Vancouver because they can't afford to live in Vancouver. So they drive all the way into town to go to and work and then go home. Right? All right. Okay, who do we got here, guys? Who do we got here? All right. If you guys want to, I'm going to give you guys my Instagram. If you guys want to call into Mike in the Night tonight. You can tell I'm in a really negative mood tonight. I'm really pissed off. This has been happening for so many years, and then it's just certain people are allowed to acknowledge it, and then it becomes something. Like, I got this motherfucking video. I got this video from a guy. This is a really interesting one, guys. You want to hear this. So, I received a video from an Instagram user. Sent me a reel of a guy. A reel. He's talking about, guys, no one's talking about this. Now I want to tell you what's going on. Trump wants to consolidate power in North America. The Strait of Hormuz. He's not failing. He's doing it on purpose. He's entering a war he's going to lose on purpose. He's doing it. I'm like, okay, interesting observation, but it really doesn't add up too much to what the big deal is, right? It's an interesting observation. I'll give him that. I go in, I have messages from so many people. I click another reel, another guy. Same topic. Okay, guys, you don't know what's going on, but I'm going to tell you now. Trump is consolidating power. He's doing this for North America. It's like, whoa. So 2 different content influencers are saying the exact same thing. Does that ring a bell? Just like mainstream media. And then I started checking everyone's messages on my Instagram. And it's a reel from a different content creator saying the same thing. Not exactly, but they're rewording it through AI and getting it to help them write it, restructure what this guy is saying. And I got that same message. Shit. For 43 different content creators are doing the same message at the same time. And I'm like, this is the controlled information distribution, the CID, I've been talking about. So it's not just your mainstream media that's doing this, where they're all programmed and they're all bullshit and they're all, you know what I'm saying? They are doing it now where it's being done through the influencers, through the controlled information distribution. They reached out to me. They wanted to pay me money. I read the emails to you guys. They wanted to pay me. They wanted to pay me, right? So, anyways, it looks like the Raven. Oh, the Raven wants to call in. Well, I'll give me a second, Rafe. I just got to do a few things here on the back end. I'll give you a call in a second here, okay? So true. You are right. You are right way before it's hip to know. CID. That's right. Controlled information distribution. Can't vote your way out of this one. Right? Yeah, without China cheap labor, US and Canada economy collapses. No, we just start making things in-house. Pay a bit more for it and don't have to worry about shit. Yeah, I'm going to get the Raven on. Don't worry. I'll get him on. I'll call him in a second. I'll call him in a second. Just going to hit the can. I'll be right back, guys. You are tuned into Mike of the Night. Episode 646.
It's 3 a.m. in a one-stop town. Neon buzz and the world shut down. Coffee's cold, but the mic's still warm. There's a storm outside and another reform. Headlights roll down Highway 8. Folks still talking about the state of the state. Bills go up, paychecks thin. Feels like a house always wins. But there's a voice on the air tonight, cutting through that pale moonlight. Mike in the night, on the AM line. Truth coming through like a county sign. You can run, you can hide, you can close your eyes, but you feel that moving deep inside. At 3 a.m. when the silence is broken, old guitar and the truth outspoken. No teleprompter, no token, just a man saying I have spoken. Small-time farmers, city trays, trying to read through the masquerades. Paper headlines, polished lies, but you can see it in the people's eyes. Granddad said, son, stand tall, don't let fear build your walls. Mama prayed by the kitchen light, said keep your heart strong through the fight. So he turns that dial a little more, like knocking on a closed back door. Mike in the night, on the AM line. Truth coming through like a warning sign. You can feel it shift when the clock strikes 3. Like something's waking inside of me. At 3 a.m. when the static's spoken, old school fire that can't be broken. No script read, no words soft spoken, just a man saying I have spoken. Ain't about left, ain't about right. It's about sleeping good at night, about working hard and keeping faith, and calling out what just ain't straight when the world feels cold and tight. There's a voice in the dark saying it'll be alright. My gives the night, hear the tone from sun pours truth over dials on 3 a.m. and the veils.
All right, guys, the Ravens not picking up. I already called them back twice. I had to go to the washroom. I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I had to go to the bathroom. There's nothing I could do. All right, guys, let's open some lines if you guys want to call in. Who do we got here? Who do we got here? Who do we got here? Anybody? Just send me a quick message to tell me you want to come on the show. Oh, let me give you guys my Instagram if you guys want to add me. You don't have to add me, just message me. And we go. The Instagram looks like this, folks. Let's see if anyone bought me a coffee tonight. Oh, I did. Okay, Tio. Tio always buys me coffee. Thanks, Tio, for the coffee. And Paul Da Silva, PDS10, bought me a coffee. Thanks so much. All right, hopefully the Raven here is he's calling in. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. Good to hear from you. Sorry you were calling, but I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't even hear it ring.
Oh, I saw it ringing. It was silent on my end. But then I'm like, damn, I got to hit the bathroom before I get on a call, before I get on a long call or a call. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah. No, I got you.
Yeah, I don't think the last time I was checking my watch. Like the last time I went to the bathroom was like at 2:00 in the afternoon, right? So it's been brewing for a while, buddy. So I had to go. So, anyways, so what's going on, buddy? What do you got for us tonight?
I don't know, man. I don't know where to start. Everything's kind of. I could swear on here, eh?
You could say whatever the hell you want, buddy. It doesn't matter. It's Mike in the Night.
Fucked up. It's all fucked up, man.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. How about the Artemis moon mission?
That's
what
all
about
bullshit. That's complete fucking bullshit. I'm so I Raven.
That girl was on Mad Max in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
They're all from Central Casting.
Yep.
You know, it's just. But you know what? I don't think they even care. I don't even think they care that the majority of us know it's bullshit because it causes confusion, division. It causes all kinds of more bullshit. They're throwing whatever they can at it, eh?
Yeah.
But what point are they trying to get us to? You know?
We're in a really bad situation because a lot of people in my town are really are grumpy, right? Or upset because there's all these bums coming in now. Because the World Cup is going to Vancouver, and that's all staged too. And that is coming, and now they're busting out the bums, and there's so many in my little 2-stoplight. You saw my town; it's small. It's 2 stoplights.
Yeah, I've been there.
So we're going to put 300 bums.
Well, yeah, they got them in Chilliwack too. I see them all over the place there. They're everywhere, man.
Yeah, and it's
Vancouver's
always Canadian.
got a huge problem.
It's always Canadian people. It's not Chinese. It's not Indian.
Well, you don't see East Indians or Filipinos out there with signs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to give it to the East Indians, man. They'll work whatever job. Like, they're good, hardworking people, but you don't see them out there begging, right?
No,
not
it's
in my
because
city anyway.
they're getting the jobs through subsidization. They're getting their wages subsidized by our taxes. We've been covering this for the last 5 years. They're unhirable. A lot of them come in, and they know this, and then the governments know this. So if you own your own private sector company and you're going to hire who's qualified, Raven, you're not dumb. You're not going to hire someone that doesn't know what they're. But then when
the tiny hats want the white Europeans gone.
So when
we're going to be bred right out of existence.
So when we're
not going to have a culture anymore.
When they see you owning your business, they're going to say, "Well, we're going to subsidize 90% of this guy from India's wages. Hire him, and you don't have to pretty much pay him. The taxpayers will pay him." That's what's happening, and that's what's happening for the last 5 years in Canada. Like, they're talking about subsidized wages and like everything now in Canada.
Look, I'm going to tell you something that I don't think you guys really covered on this show, but it's happening right now to a friend of mine from work.
Go ahead.
He's in Winnipeg. His mom is pretty old, but I've talked to her. She's sharp. Like, she's got her faculties are all there, and she's 98. Mm-hmm. And she is sharp, right? She can still get around with her walker. She's good to go. She lives alone, and maybe a mile away from me. And he looks after his mom. He goes there all the time, and all her bills are on auto pay and everything, right? She had a bill that went 2 weeks. There was some kind of mistake, and it went two weeks past due or something. And I guess somebody on the street may have made a phone call and said, "Hey, could you check on this lady?" Or she made a phone call. She had anxiety one day, and she called, and it triggered a response from the Guardian department. And we have those in every city. They're all over the world. I'm sure they have. It's called the Guardian department, and they came and did a wellness check. And they had her on a lot of medications, and since then her son has got her off all the meds, and she's now thinking more clearly. But she had called a couple times 911 because she was lonely. Anyways, the Guardian department now is taking over her entire life. He has no access to pay the bills or anything. He's the power of attorney. He's the only living relative, her son, who I work with. He's in his 50s, and they've overtaken any of his power of attorney. He has nothing. He can't access anything. They've taken all bank accounts, everything, and they are now in control of everything in her life. They make all bill payments. And that's all they do. They probably, we're not sure how much they're paying themselves to do that, but it's probably, who knows, how much are you, like, they created a problem and they inserted themselves as the solution, and you can't fight them. He's going to court. He was supposed to go, I think, tomorrow, but they've moved it ahead to May. He's fighting them with lawyers now. He's fighting this Guardian department who've come into this old person, taken over her entire life. And he's the power of attorney. He has no say anymore. It's just, I've been listening to this guy tell me every day, and this has been going on for quite a while now. Amazing that they have that much reach and power. And they're lying. They're saying things that aren't true. They're putting statements down that aren't true. And it's just wild, man. Wild that these people can come in and take over someone's life like that. You're like, if you're looking after a parent or something, and everybody here is going to probably at some point have to help out or look after a parent. If that Guardian department gets wind of anything like that, they have absolute power. They can just come and say, okay, yeah, we're taking it all now. And then boom, now her house, all of her bank accounts, everything are under their control. That's wild, man. You ever heard anything like that?
Yeah, I've heard of something like that not too long ago from a friend of mine in town, where he's got power of attorney. This was like 4 days ago. He came into my store. He's pointing at me. He's pissed off at me. And he's like, I'm trying to get through the power of attorney. I have power of attorney over my mom. His mom's in Chilliwack in an old folks home. He's up here in Merritt, and now he has to go down to the bank in Chilliwack, and he was going over the power of attorney, what it means, and the different types of power of attorney. And he has the one where he pays all her bills, takes care of everything, and makes sure that everything's done right? And he was telling me that the other day, like 4 days ago. The same thing you're saying. It's like, they took me off. Now I can't go in. This has become a problem. They're pissing me off. I have to drive to Chilliwack to the bank, to the main bank there, the main branch or whatever it is, and figure out what the hell is going on. Now they removed him. He's older, though. He's older. He's like 73. And his mom's like 98 or 99. So this Guardian thing isn't happening to her. He would have told me. He just said that she's in the old folks' home, and he's been removed out of his power of attorney, and he has no say. So now he's going to the branch. He's trying to figure out what the hell is going on in person. So that was just a few days ago.
All they're doing is paying her bills, and they're probably paying themselves $500 a month to do that. Right? Administration fees or management fees or whatever they can funnel out of her money now. Right? They're controlling her finances. That, to me, that's just like, wow, man. Wow. That's out of control. I can't believe they have that much. And then good luck getting a judge to side with you, because that's their team, right? These are all government institutions that you're never going to. Yeah, that was interesting. What else? We had a 39-year-old guy at work die of a stroke.
Oh, yeah, stroke season's here, sweetheart.
Stroke season, that's normal. Another guy I work with, 34, just went for surgery this last week.
Let me guess, heart surgery?
Cancer? No, cancer.
Colon?
Yeah, we got 6 or 7 guys in their 30s with cancer now, and that's the last.
You know what? It's not the
years.
Vaccine. Don't worry about it. Hey, nothing to see here.
No,
they'll never address that shit. Even though, Raven, you know how hard we tried. You tried. I tried. We all tried our best, buddy. We're talking about before they even launched this shit. We knew it was coming.
Yeah. And another thing is, I was going to say, people in the room that think Donald Trump is some guy that's trying to fix the world, come on, give your fucking head a shake, man. Give your head a shake. That's the very big, like, that should be so obvious. If you look at the FBI documents, they had that guy, what he was doing with those girls, and that girl, the FBI, they interviewed that girl 4 times. There's too much evidence on Trump that he's a puppet for the Rothschilds, man. He was as thick as thieves with Epstein, and it's now public knowledge that we know he worked for the Rothschilds, him and Trump, right? Oh, who was that bailed out Donald Trump in the 90s? Oh, that was Wilbur Ross, distressed asset manager for Rothschild Incorporated. Oh, who did Trump make Commerce Secretary in 2016? Oh, that's right, Wilbur Ross, distressed asset manager for Rothschild Incorporated. Oh, and who else did he hire? Oh, that's right, Alex Acosta, the guy who let Epstein off in Florida, the DA who let Epstein. Come on, man, this is child's play. Look at this shit. People should see that right away.
And Raven, here. Can I tell you what the fucked up thing is about this whole thing?
Yeah,
you were telling us this 4 years ago already.
I've been consistent on that shit. Everything.
What you are telling us now, you told us already 4 years ago, and people still haven't waken up to it. My thing is, don't take fucking sides. Watch the fucking show. Enjoy.
I fear, like, these guys got to Iran years ago through the oil companies. Look, man, fuck. Mike, you go home, you take your kids to sports, you go out to eat, you do your thing, right? Everybody in this room does something different. You go walk your dog, you go to your buddies, go have a beer, you go to a movie, you go for dinner. That's the level that we think on. That's the level. We don't have to think on a higher level than that. If you make a bit of money, then you start to think on a little bit higher level. You make yourself, 10, 20 million. Okay, now you got to start to think on a different level of how you're going to hold your finances, keep it, grow it, shit like that. Mm-hmm. We once you start going up higher level, your position in life dictates your level of thinking. And the higher that you go up, these people are not thinking on our level, man. They're not thinking on our level. That's the thing that people have to realize. We're stuck in this train of thought, and we don't step outside of our level of thinking. We're always on this, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to go to the restaurant. These people are on another level, man, another level. And if you think for 1 second that people who can pull off a global pandemic around the world, you think they're going to let a guy like Trump walk in? Come on, man. Come on, you guys. I'm fucking tired of people not getting that. Like, fuck. That's why I don't come online. It's like beating a fucking dead horse.
But I thought we were friends.
Jesus Christ, man. That should be so obvious to people. Look, man, there's so much evidence in crumbs. Have some intuition. Look at this. It's right staring you in the face.
But we couldn't. We it's not that.
Look.
Well, let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back to 2021, 2022. When you said something on the show that made a lot of sense. You brought this up. You brought it up. And I'll tell you what you brought up. There's something in this fucking vaccine that's not making people realize. They automatically go into dark screen or green mode and automatically shut down and call you a racist and call you that.
I said something else at that time too. I said by the end of the year, 10% of Canadians will be priced out of food. That's before any of it showed up.
Well, I've been warning about food prices for
Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
And you brought it up a few times and gave me credit for that. You said, Raven said that. Raven said, that was a no-brainer, man. That shit's coming. But look at Trump in 2020. Childs held a dinner for Hillary Clinton at $100,000 a plate. They publicly backed Hillary Clinton, the loser. They distanced themselves from the winner. That's how the tiny hats work, okay? Mm-hmm. They misdirection. They go over. Remember that Knut Winkowski, the guy that was getting interviewed? He's the epidemiologist for Rockefeller University.
That's right.
They interviewed him. Hey, Knut, do you think standing 6 feet apart, sheltering in place, Do you think that's the way to beat this virus? You know what he said? Remember, the epidemiologist for Rockefeller University. That's their guy. He said, well, I don't work for the government, so I have the luxury of using science. Do you know what he did there? He separated the Rockefellers from the government. He said, I don't work for the government, right? The government's going to take the brunt of everything that's coming down. They're going to be the fall guy. Guys like Trudeau, right? Macron, these people, they're the fall guys. But these people distance themselves. They'll back a loser in a presidential race to distance themselves from the winner. They'll say, I don't work for the government. They'll distance the Rockefellers. They're not the government. So he distanced them from the government. Look at how they speak. Look at the language they use. These guys use misdirection. It's they got think tanks, and these guys are very sharp on how they're doing this. You never hear about them. You hear about, Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, or Elon Musk. They got these front guys out there that you focusing on, but you never hear of them.
Control information distribution. I've been warning you guys. I even said Elon Musk is going to become more dangerous than Bill Gates. Mark my words, Raven.
Elon Musk is a fraud. He's probably got about a 90 IQ. Elon Musk is pushing the elites' technology because they need it to come from a friendly face where the goyim will accept it because it's coming from Elon. Do you think you're going to accept it if it's coming from the tech billionaires, like the evil tiny hats, or the Israelis? Do you think if the Israelis did the the brain thing there, that chip that he wants to put in your head?
Oh, the implants.
It has to. Yeah. It has to. Like, if it's coming from Klaus Schwab, are you going to take it? No, right? It's got to come from somebody that you admire, that you look up to. They're not stupid. These guys have got everything sewn up. These guys have been doing economic hitmen around the world and tying up countries and presidents for like 100 years. They've got this shit sewn up, okay? They knew, so you pull off a 9/11, and then you can see the feedback. That's a very good exercise on what the world is willing to accept.
Right.
And then you just keep going. You keep going with it. Look, Trump would never get a chance to ever hold office. Do you think these guys leave those positions to chance? Tell me honestly, look in the fucking mirror. Do you honestly think they would leave that position to chance? Come on, man. Come on. You guys, come on. Fuck. And yet millions of Americans believe that. To me, I'm looking like, you know what? Just enjoy life, man. Fuck, retire, maybe take up drinking and forget this fucking gong show, because it's sad. The lag time on people's fucking thinking of figuring this shit out, it'll drive you nuts. It'll fucking drive you nuts. This should be obvious. These guys have infiltrated probably every government around the world. But there's 8.3 billion of us, so they can't fuck it up.
I'm going to argue with you till you're blue in the face. The world's population.
I know. You might be right. Hey, you might be right, Mike. You know, I don't know.
I don't believe it, because 5 months ago, China was crying about a population crisis, that they're in massive decline. And I went through, and you know, Raven, I collect historical. Next time you come through, I'm going to take you, come to my house. I'll show you a lot of the books that I collect. I collect history books published pre-1850. So I look at what history was being written down back then, what history was being portrayed as 100, 200, 300 years ago. The problem is when you start getting into the 1700 books I have in the 1600s, they're all in Latin. They're not even in English. They're in Latin after. So I wanted to let you know that if you look at some of that stuff in the history, and I went through this whole Chinese population, I went through 6 different books, and it wasn't even called China. It was called some sort of empire. And I discussed it in the video, and I showed all the books. I referenced all the books I went through. China's population right now should be sitting at about 380, 400 million people, period. No questions asked, no debates, no arguments. That's the only way. And without all the famines and the wars and all the shit they have that they went through, which I mentioned in the video in detail, and then I'm trying to look it up on other sources, and it doesn't exist on other sources, because these history books, or what's mentioned in these history books, hasn't been transferred over to our modern day internet. It's like non-existent. Like, it doesn't know what I'm talking about. So referring back to the Earth's population and what I've been referencing through books, China's population cannot exceed more than 400, and 200 million of the people are over 65. That's what I wanted to say. And I don't believe the Earth's population is nowhere near what it is. And that theory we've been talking about for so many years, that theory, the plane theory, you get on a plane, it's open land for miles and miles and miles and miles before you pass over a city. Oh, look, there's St. Louis. And then pass over another city, you know? No, it's not what they're telling us, Raven. I'm sorry. It isn't what it is. I think the Earth's population as a whole is in massive decline right now as we're speaking. Hello?
Had bullshit all day long from these people, right? But like as far as population, 1850, we were 1.4 billion. That's when the oil started pumping. And if you watch that oil bell curve, population follows it. If you take away that oil bell curve, you will take away population. That's what they're doing. They're taking out the population. They're going to start knocking out the fertilizer. And for anybody living in Canada, I can tell you right now, we haul, like I've had a train that's 30,000 tons of potash coming out of Saskatchewan, and we're bringing half a dozen of those a day across the prairies. For sure, half a dozen of those a day. That's a lot of potash. Canada is extremely resource rich. And if you choke off that Strait of Hormuz and you start taking out the oil, the fertilizer, you're going to starve out third world nations like Africa. There's going to be places like India. There will be famines. But that being said, I think that Canada is going to be hopping because everybody's going to be reaching for our reserves, and you're going to have to be shooting them across the country on trains, trucks.
Here's the problem. We don't own a lot of that stuff. That's Chinese owned. The biggest lithium-ion mine in Canada and Alberta is owned by Chinese. They bought it 3 years ago.
But it's still got to get to the port.
No, I understand. Right? No. The Chinese own like that. The lithium. We don't make the money off the lithium-ion, right? The Chinese own major stock in a lot of these oil companies.
I'm talking right? K1 and K2, the big potash mines in Saskatchewan. They're called K1 and K2. I've been up to those mines. Mm-hmm. They're massive. The reject from potash is it's like a mountain. Like these things are huge. They go for miles underground.
Okay, I understand. And America has its own potash too. It's just they don't extract it.
Yeah, but we're oil rich, potash rich, lumber rich, mineral rich. We got a lot of stuff. That's all I'm saying. Water. We got a lot of stuff. And if they want to start playing with these straits and shutting down, a lot of people will turn to us and say, "Hey, we need what you have." Well, but again, and I'm just saying that could be beneficial. It could be beneficial for our economy.
Our three major gold mines in Canada are owned by China. Our biggest coal mine in BC, look it up, biggest coal mine in the province of BC is Chinese-owned, no Canadian hires. Lithium-ion mines owned by China. We don't own any of it, Raven. Okay, it's coming from Canada, but it's not ours. China owns it.
Yeah, that's another thing too, man. Like
the lumber companies China owns. China owns so many lumber companies. I have a friend that works in one of the big mill boy, big lumber harvest, like huge, one of the biggest in the provinces. A guy in a Mercedes SUV shows up, Chinese guy. I want to buy your company. I want to put money. I want to give you $60 million right now. And the guy's like, I don't know why you're talking to me. You have to talk to the owner. And then they went to go speak to the owner. I want to invest in your company right now. I'll give you $60 million check right now to buy your company. And I swear to God, Raven, the guy was telling us this story. This Chinese guy in a Mercedes shows up at the mill and wants to buy the whole operation, like right there, whatever percentage you could get for $60 million, and he was going to pay the rest later up front. It's like, yeah, we don't own any of it. So, okay, they're going to come for Canadian oil. They're going to come for Canadian lumber. They're going to come for Canadian coal, gold, and lithium ion, whatever. We don't own it, though. It's not ours. We're not profiting off it.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about people being able to work to haul it.
Oh,
like my company, so we can make money to buy food. More like that.
Okay, I'm talking about the Canadian rich. How the Canadians are. I'll play a video later, a short I did last week.
When you're subsidizing immigration at 70% on their wages, you're forcing white Europeans to the sideline, and they want us bred out of existence. Yes. We are the enemy. We are the enemy. There was a tiny hat that wrote a book or a paper about it called, I think it was called the
Kalergi Act, and Eduardo's been on the show 46
about breeding
times.
The white Europe. They're not shy about letting you know that that's what they want to do. we will, but they want our culture gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Master race chose them all that crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, 90% of them are not DNA specific to that region anyway. That's all. Well, I don't want to get into that shit.
I want to get
That'll
into
get
something
another.
real quick.
That'll get another knock at my door.
Right now?
No, if I get into that train of thought, somebody will be knocking at my door tomorrow.
Well, before knocking on the door.
Again.
Hold on. Knock on the door. Hold on a sec. What about the amount of farmland that Chinese own that border the U.S.? That's going to come up in a few years. You were hearing me earlier on the show. In a couple of years, that's going to be...
Mike, I don't think we got it. Like, look at COVID. Remember 2020, 2021, people panicked. We were panicked. Everybody's like, holy fuck, we're done. We're screwed. We're done. We got to run to the bush. We got to hide in the bush. Remember how panicked? We were way more worried about what was going to happen than actually what transpired, okay?
Well, we were worried because I kept telling everyone
we were worried.
Pull the trigger
Everybody
on the
was
pandemic.
worried. We thought they were going to come and round us up.
Oh, yeah, that's
everybody.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Just remember, okay? Just remember. Okay, that was COVID. Now we have this war, okay? And everybody's worried, like, holy crap, what's going to happen? Just remember how much we worried about COVID, and it just turned out to be, whatever. That's probably how it's going to play out, but this one will affect us with inflation.
Well, we weren't worried about COVID because we knew there was no virus. We were worried about COVID, like you said, they were going to round us up. And we
weren't worried about that. We were worried about them.
Yeah.
Because we knew that they're a bunch of tyrants. So, yeah, like I was off work for 8 months. I couldn't even go to a food bank because I didn't have a QR code. They had it so I couldn't collect EI. They had it so set up that you were just existing. Mm-hmm. And then you have politicians go round up those unvaccinated and put them in work camps, take away their possessions.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
I remember that.
Remember Lord of the Flies? Remember Lord of the Flies. Piggy, get Piggy. They threw that kid off the fucking ledge.
Yep.
These people in our neighborhoods were ready to throw us off a ledge.
That's right. Remember Rachel Mad Cow? Come on, you're going to kill Grandma? Come on, you're going to do this? Remember, you're going to kill somebody at a party? And then Rachel Mad Cow never took the vaccine. But she was telling you to take it. Yeah. And Trinica, Trudeau. Yeah. Oh, we never... you tell me if you remember this, Braven, in 2021. When we're playing the video where Trudeau says, you're not going to be part of society, you're not going to be able to travel, you're not going to be part of this if you don't take the vaccine. Remember when Trudeau said that? Remember when he said that?
Yeah, I know.
Do you remember
I watch it many times. In the last week, I've seen that.
Okay.
What's that?
Do you remember what I said when he said that? I said something, and the video's up. You could see the video. No, I didn't say Fangulo. I said this. I said, watch in the next 3 to 5 years or 2 to 3 years from now, he's going to come forward and say, I never said anything like that. I never told you to take it. What are you talking about? And 3 years later, just like I fucking said, he came by and he said the same fucking thing. We never told no one to take it. There's
some stuff out now on Trudeau that he was accessing child porn on his computer and it was hidden. That's what's out. I'm seeing that online now that journalists, they hid that information while he was in office.
Yeah, the watchdogs. See, these journalists need to be watchdogs.
That's coming out now.
Yep. So.
But yeah, that's Katy Perry. Yeah, that's all. I can't talk about Trudeau.
What? You don't like Trinica?
No. Yeah, no, he's got a place out by you in Tofino.
But you know what? I got good news. We were right on our call. So back in 2021, late 2020, when Trudeau said he made that announcement, if you remember the announcement, we secured a deal with Pfizer, and now Pfizer, we're getting 90 million or 100 million or whatever doses. That piece of garbage played the market. He made the announcement on Friday. He made the announcement on Friday evening after the markets closed. He purchased his Pfizer stock a week before. A week before, he bought a lot of Pfizer stock. It's publicly traded. And then on Friday, just before the markets closed, he makes that announcement. Monday morning, the markets open. Pfizer rallies like crazy. Those guys, and the same thing with that other piece of crap. What's his name? Bill Gates. He buys the Bionet stock at pennies on the dollar because it's cheap. And then
it's all of them,
promotes it and then sells the stock in 2023 and makes millions, well, probably
It's
billions
all
of the
of them.
stock. And then
They're
he goes on a
stealing with
speaking
both
tour.
hands.
And then he goes on the speaking tour in Brussels saying the vaccine wasn't meant to work. It was just a trial.
Yeah.
We played the video. We played the video of him saying that in 2023. And nobody gives a shit. You see what I'm saying?
It's all of them, man. They're stealing. It's inhuman. It's in our nature to be greedy and corrupt and steal and want more. And it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is, you know. And if you speed in your car, you're going to get fined. They'll take your license. These guys are getting away with murder, literally getting away with murder. Mm-hmm. They're all doing it.
Hello?
Corruption and greed. They're all loyal to Israel. You know, that's the president, Bibi, the president of America.
We called out Bibi, remember? Remember Mike in the Night for 39 weeks straight? Israel was protesting, not my prime minister. Netanyahu out. We don't like you, Netanyahu. The videos are up. We're covering it for 39 weeks. Protests in Israel. We don't want this fucking guy. And guess what happens? The guy that was supposed to prosecute Bibi or Netanyahu, the guy that was supposed to prosecute him, died in a plane crash. And then what happens? Yeah. Oh, he gets back in. Then Hamas gets played. Hamas comes in, starts some shit. And we told you it was going to happen. And he cements himself as emperor of Israel. And nobody wanted that guy. Even the people of Israel didn't want that guy because they knew what he was up to.
So, and that other guy that was going to testify against Fauci and what was it, Barola, president of Pfizer, that guy was killed. They just end up dead, you know?
Dead.
But what are you going to do? But, man, I just go one last time. I just got to say this one because it really, I hope that people don't, like, people need to realize that Donald Trump he is their puppet, right? He's helping to usher in digital currencies, right? Remember Bitcoin, that's your embryo stage of digital enslavement that they created. Yeah. They baited the mousetrap with greed and it worked. And everybody, here you go. You can see it. It's all just, and Trump's pushing it, getting it, and they're making billions off it too. His family's making, but I'm a Bitcoin president, he said. We're going to be the first, our country of crypto. That's all digital enslavement, man. Everybody here, your license, your driver's license are going digital here in the next year and a half. You're going digital. This shit's coming, man. It's all coming.
Mexico's
so I would say, if any of you, like, if this is not, I am not giving financial advice or but I think that they're going to lock down every single asset out there digitally, right? And I don't know, you might want to make some moves before that digitalization comes in.
That's right.
I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't want it. I don't want to do that.
None of us voted for this shit, right? This is the digital prison we were talking about in 2018, 2019 on Mike in the Night. This is the digital prison, Raven, we were talking about. The digital prison's coming. And I don't know if you remember that 2019, me and Supreme Cannon, they were already tested this up in Darwin. If you watch the Mike in the Night, if you want to watch a good one, Raven, watch the Mike in the Night from Darwin, Australia, digital prison. Watch that one because they're already tracking people. The council.
Mike, they're listening to us right now. They're tracking every single person that engages in this conversation, either in text or on your phone. They're doing that to everybody. That's Operation Pogo. ID, track, and catalog every one of us because we are the opposition, and they got us. It's like you spread Alex Jones. There you go. He's a gatekeeper. Alex Jones is a gatekeeper. He's a predictive programmer, programming you. People think Alex Jones is just a conspiracy thing. No, Alex Jones, if you can roll out a global pandemic, you don't let these people slide through the cracks. You control every aspect of the game. If you don't control it, you kill it. Okay? Get that through. People get that through your head. You can come sit in this room and now talk about how we're gonna mold this world because that's the way these guys operate. If they can't control you, they'll get the goods on you. There's Epstein. There are control files. How many hundreds, if not thousands, of Epstein operations are going on around the globe? They got people, man. They're not going to play fair. Oh, let's have a democracy. Let's vote. Let's vote and just see by order of number how many we should. No. They're going to get you banging a kid and you're going to do what they say. Okay? Because it's in human nature to be like that, to nefarious and to cheat and steal. That's just the way it is. So people need to realize that these guys are controlling every aspect of this. Candace Owens, controlling. Joe Rogan, controlling. All these people. You don't get a voice. You're not. Charlie Kirk didn't work out. He started to ask the wrong questions.
Okay, but this is what we call controlled information distribution.
Look, these guys, look, they control more than any of us can even imagine they control.
I understand that. That's why I've been, for the last 5 years, and I'm now 6 years now, we're in 2026, it's controlled information distribution, CID. And this is what I've been on for so many years. And then what happens in 2025? USAID shows up. USAID, what's USAID? USAID is funding influencers in Canada. 7,001 influencers in Canada are being paid by USAID.
There was a director years ago. He was going to do a movie called Gray State. He had a wife and a daughter. It ended up a murder-suicide in his house. At least that's what it looked like, a murder-suicide. Yeah. They didn't want that movie. Or I think what I believe is somebody didn't want that movie coming out because it perfectly depicted what was going to happen in the next 10, 12 years in North America with the military and all that, right? So anyways, but when they went through his safe, they found documentation. He had an inside guy at the White House, that guy, and they found letters and briefings about a thing called Operation Pogo and Operation Zephyr. Yeah. And that Operation Pogo was that in the States, they were going to round up 15 million Americans and do it sometimes through power outages or whatever. And the way that they would do it is they'd use a guy like Alex Jones would come out with his very controversial conspiracy show and go and somehow Alex Jones is always 97% correct on everything. We don't know how he got that accurate.
No, you got to be careful with you got to be very, 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 very careful with that, Raven. You got to be very careful with that because a lot of it is spoofing. A lot of it is
okay. So he's the guy's predictive programming you, getting you fresh in the head, telling you how it's going to play out. He's being fed information, and he's the spider. And now he has this big web. And then I come on his site and I put a comment and go, yeah, down with the tiny hats or down with this. And I vent my frustration. They catalog my IP. They catalog me. They track me and my profile. And they put a profile on every single person on the internet. And you can fucking bet they're doing that. And they're doing that to you too. Everybody. So don't think you're outside their web. That's Operation Pogo. So believe me, because you can't look, these people that take the vaccine, you come up to them. Do you know the vaccine's poison? Those people, you will cause cognitive dissonance in their brain. Yep. You'll solidify their belief system. If you go against them, you will make them believe it even more what they believe.
Yep, exactly. So the programming, they're NPCs. They're the programming.
Do you think you could go to sleep?
Almost like they're
Did you guys go to sleep? Nobody in this room's going back to sleep. Nobody. They know that. They know that. That's a problem for them. Okay? That's a problem. People should be aware of that.
Yeah. But
I used to say in your room, oh, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Anyway. I can let someone else call in there, Mike. I'm kind of ranting here. Had a lot of coffee.
It's fine. But I just want you to know that Alex Jones, be careful with these people because they make videos, post-diction videos after it's done. Yeah. They put up a picture and then they have a muffled mic and they talk about certain things and like, look what he said back in this. Like, he said that like a week ago. He just made it look like he said it 20 years ago. It's just, you got to be really careful with these people, right? So they all have agendas.
You know what, Mike?
Right?
A girl can lie to my face. I don't got a fucking clue if she's lying or not. These guys, I can see their bullshit right away. Automatically, man. These guys, it's common sense. They got this whole show wrapped up. They're not going to play games. And people believe, I almost don't think that this reality is real for the fact of how many people don't get who Trump is, because that should not take any intelligence to figure. That should just be obvious. It's
not even who Trump is.
It should be obvious.
No, but hold on. It's Trump is, okay? The vaccine is. Fucking fire season
also-
we're going into.
it's all, like-
arson season we're going into. Oh no, it's climate change. We're getting more arson. We're getting 400 fires a year. We got 4 fires every 5 years. Now we're getting 400 fires a year. Arson season, people don't see it. There's a lot of things, Raven, people don't see anymore. They're
I
fucking
can tell
blind to shit.
by the amount of podcasts and rage baiting that I see online now of all these podcasts, people go like, since when is there a dozen podcasts just on the tiny hats and how much of assholes they are? They're looking. Trust me, man. They're looking for you to go and comment on those sites.
Yep.
People need to be aware of that. If you can't figure out who Trump is in that, you better be aware that there are people that are all figuring this shit out and they're watching that shit.
Yep.
That's it.
Can you go back and watch my Beware video on YouTube? Just go to my channel, type in Beware. Watch my Beware video, my prediction about how Lebanon and everything is going to be pulled into the war, how Israel is going to pull U.S. into this war. And start. That was a prediction video I made like 3 years ago. It's called Beware.
You made a prediction video in 2019 where you asked me, you said, oh, how is the economy going to collapse? And then you said, do you think they'll pull the pin on a mass pandemic?
No, I said there's something big is happening in the works, and there's something so big that they're going to have to pull the trigger on a mass pandemic.
Yeah.
I told you that in 2019.
Yeah. Well, you asked me, you said, how do you think it's going to collapse? Do you think they'll do this, or do you think they'll pull the pin on a mass pandemic? I wasn't thinking mass pandemic.
Oh,
but if you keep playing,
I've been talking about this for years, Raven.
I know, but if you keep playing that video where you said that, and then you went back to me, I said, I think they'll do it with war.
Right, but the thing is, the pandemic thing, I said it in my 2017 live stream is still up. My 2018 live stream, I said it. I even said in the 2018 live stream that they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic and force everyone on a vaccine, and that was in 2018. It's up. You can watch the video. It's a live stream. So, I don't know. I've been on this for years.
Alex Jones is very accurate also.
Well, just be careful. Just be careful.
Alex Jones is very accurate. How's he accurate?
Be careful.
How's Alex Jones accurate, Mike?
Be careful. That's all I have to say. Be careful.
Why are you telling me to be careful?
No, it's just be careful because there's a lot of spoofing that's going on, so you got to watch out for that. Lots of spoofing.
Yeah.
Lots.
All right. Okay, I've had a completely crazy, high-strung caffeine phone call there. I'll let someone else come on.
Yeah, come on in a couple of weeks. Update us again. And
yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Raven, and we'll get you back in, brother. God bless.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, you are tuned into Mike of the Night. Who's bought? So Tio and Paul Da Silva bought me a coffee. Thanks, guys, for the coffees tonight on Mike of the Night. Let's go into a quick channel plug, guys. You are tuned into Mike of the Night. Let me open my plug page. Where are you at? All right, guys, if you want to buy your boy a coffee, go ahead and go here. Buy you $3 is fine. Just buy your boy a coffee. We don't get much, but you know what? It helps pay the internet bill. It helps pay the internet bill. It's been really slow at the store. Sales have been down. A lot of people are boycotting me. And YouTube, guys, just click over here, click on videos, or click on here, right? Click on Israel or something. Click on Israel, boom. Boom, right here. Look at our video. 39 consecutive weeks, 2 weeks. This is a few days. Look at this. Look at the people protesting 39 weeks straight. Not my prime minister. Look. Let me see if I full screen this damn thing. There it is. Look. This is people protests against the policies of Israel. Israel's regime continue for 39 weeks straight. We're already warning you guys. This is Netanyahu out. We don't want you, Netanyahu, not my prime minister. And we were covering this for 39 weeks straight, not my prime minister. And the Netanyahu manages to cement himself into power. How Hamas got played. How Hamas got played got me banned from X. Elon Musk's X. I got banned from how Hamas got played because I try to warn you guys that this is all bullshit. Nobody wanted that fucking guy, but he got in, right? And then They type in Israel. Look, Bibi in serious trouble. Why Israel needs to double down. War, more war. EU top diplomat accusing Israel of creating and financing Hamas. Look at all the videos we made just in Israel. Like, look at them. Look, more protests. Look, more protests. Hot war in 2024. Mike in the Night 611. Hot war is here. Next week's news today. And just so many videos. You go here. Let's say you type in CCP. CCP. Go look at my channel. Look at that. CCP, get off our land, says Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Vacant home crisis ahead. Look, can 2020 be the end of the CCP in Canada 6 years ago? CCP, China, the great hero and the world's humanitarian. That's a joke. But Canada Canada sells off the CCP investors. I'm being threatened for simply asking how much farmland. Look, Vancouver's cheapest home sold at $492,000 profit. So long middle class 8 years ago. Housing bubble. Money laundering via CCP is destroying Vancouver. Quiet streets. Canadian families can't compete. 9 years ago. Years and years and years. Look at this. Yeah. So much. Right, you type in, well, nothing comes up for pandemic. Nothing comes up for pandemic because they took down all my pandemic, homeless pandemic, lockdowns 2.0 have begun, but Mike of the Night pandemic. We don't have much for pandemic because they took down so many of our videos. We got suspended for YouTube like multiple times. But if you want to find the videos I was talking to about with the Raven, just go here and type in pull the trigger. Should come up here. See, they've taken these videos down. I can't even find them anymore. Look, they're not even here. Right here, Mike of the Night 228. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic. Worldwide riots, world burns. That was 6 years ago. That was before the pandemic. 2018 live. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic. Spiritual warfare. April 29, 2017. Agenda 2020 is coming. Digital currency. CCP money laundering pandemic. 2018, Mike in the Night, hot war ahead. Trudeau forever. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic. And that was, again, another live stream. So I've been putting up videos that have been taken down years ago. Or from years ago that I have on thing for you guys. And I'm putting them back up. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Facebook is wide open. Instagram is wide open. I'm going to give you guys my Instagram if you guys want to call into the show. Here it is right here. Boom. Paste. Boom. TikTok is there for now. I don't know how, but... So someone just commented on my TikTok video. 8,200 recorded homeless people in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And they're saying the budget will balance itself. Just cancel your Disney. Meanwhile, they're giving all the money to the Ukraine and foreign. Yeah, so somebody's commenting on one of my videos there. I'm not sure which one. But there it is right there. And guys, don't forget, mikeofthenight.org will take you to replays of Mike of the Night if you guys want to check it out. And if you guys want to buy a mug or something and support us, go ahead and buy a mug if you choose to. There should be a link in the description. And to the 2 people that bought me a coffee tonight, thank you very much. Very, very much, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, it's Mike in the Night. Let me see if I can find our next caller here. And yeah, China. Someone in the comments saying China has biolabs in Canada. It would explain the sickness. Again, we have a video about that. Guys, we have videos up on the Chinese biolabs. And the Raven in 2019 was outside of one of the Chinese biolabs in Winnipeg for us, if you guys remember. And he was talking about the biolab and how they were leaking coronavirus information to China. That was in 2019, though, right? And I know we covered this. I know, unless the videos got taken down, but we cover this. Biolab. Let's see if it comes up. Chinese. Yeah, unless it got taken down. Yeah, here, yeah. So right here, biolab. Like we covered this. So, but this is a newer video though. A biolab leak, Winnipeg. So what? We actually covered this in 2019. There it goes. CID hard at work. So we covered the biolab leak back in 2019. There it is right there. There it is. Right in the title, too. Yeah. already covered. But nobody knows because no one knows us. All right. Okay, let's see who we got here. We got... So, let's see who we got here. Woo! No one's messaging me. Somebody message me. I just gave you my Instagram. Let me go to hidden requests. No messages. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. You know what? I don't blame a lot of people for not wanting to call in now. I could see why a lot of people won't want to call into the show. Everything's being documented. You wanna give a grievance about how your family members died of the vaccine. You try to warn them, and you come on the show and talk about it. They put you on a list. You want to talk about how you have to go to a food bank for the first time in your life because you can't afford to eat, because the Chinese laundered so much money through real estate that your rent is so expensive. Even though you rent, you thought you were free. You're not. Because you're paying someone else's multi-million-dollar mortgage off that competed with Chinese money laundering. Right? Nick is saying, well, Mike, we're all being ignored too. Well, I've been ignored for 15 years, man. Yeah. If anyone wants to call in, please let me know. And I don't mind cutting the show early. It doesn't really matter. We went through the headlines. We've been here for 2 hours. I'm pretty sure Russell Brand has something very important that everybody needs to hear. Guys, remember when we were on Rumble? Because we got kicked off of we were kicked off of YouTube again. We went on Rumble and they were running Russell Brand dog food commercials over my show. And people are like, what is this shit? Russell Brand food commercials. Remember that, guys? That was pissing everybody else. Everybody was pissed off on Rumble. And every time we reach 300 people watching on Rumble, boom. Everything goes back like 50 down, 50 people every time. Boom. Everyone gets kicked off the show. All right. Who else is anybody out there? Is Mayo what there? Someone says, Mike, I share your stuff everywhere. 2019, before anyone called the pandemic, dude, you hit the bullseye more often than not. You called the Trump assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, in Penn. If you were a baseball player, you'd be batting an average of 900. See if we can get someone else on the show here. Yeah, I don't blame people for not wanting to come on. Across all the platforms, we're pushing like almost 300 viewers. Let me see if I can find somebody for you guys, okay? It's Mike of the Night.
Ooh. Mike, what's going on?
Yo, Eduardo, what's going on? Guys, we got Eduardo here on Mike in the Night, arguably the second or third most important guy on the show here. What's going on, buddy?
Why am I the second or third most important guy? Just because I'm a roofer? Or
Yes.
I was a roofer?
Well, you're a real person, and you actually do real person things, and you do real family things. You do real help people out. You're actually a genuinely really good person.
Well, you see, I'm the old stock Canadian that Trudeau and Mark Carney want to get rid of.
Now, why is that, Captain Ron?
You know what? When you get right down to it, I'm a strong believer in communities and having good, honest friends and doing good, honest work and eating good, honest food and saving a little bit of money from a good, honest wage. Maybe buying a little bit of silver and gold. Maybe having the ability to hunt myself, self-sufficiency. I know how to grow vegetables in my garden. I got lots of seeds saved up. I even got seeds, lettuce seeds from last year's lettuce that I let go to all the way to the end so I could get some more seeds for free. And it's heirloom.
Right. Heirloom seeds.
Yeah, and we know they'll produce again and again and again. So anyways, these tyrants, and they are parasites. The guys like Mike Carney probably don't even know which end of a hammer to hold. They can't build nothing. The only reason they exist is to steal from us. So Raven was right. They don't give a shit about us.
They never did. Everyone was right. We already knew all this. This is not new news. My dad's dying words. What was my dad's dying words?
Don't trust the government.
That's right.
Yeah. So, question is, well, it's just like, would you trust the mafia? It's just a different name on the same group of people that steal from our wages, our real work.
The difference between the mafia is they dress nicer, and you know what? They told you if you fuck with us, we'll kill you. In Canada, they just kill you, right? You're not fucking with them in Canada. You're not fucking with the government in Canada. They're just fucking with you.
What do they call it, maid?
Oh, maid. Yeah, don't get me started on that shit.
Yeah, such a nice name for such a torturous way of killing someone.
My 10-year-old video is becoming true. My 10-year-old video I have, it's up on YouTube. Go watch it. 1 out of 10 people will be euthanized in Canada by 2025. But you know what? People are looking at that video and commenting saying 1 out of 10 video, 1 out of 10, Mike, you're bullshit. 1 out of 10, that's this much population would be dead by maid. And then I replied to the comments and you know what I said? Did you trust the science? Did you take the vaccine? Right?
Yeah. Well, I've come to the conclusion that, and this is, some people don't have a concept of dissidence, cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
And to sum it up real clearly, most normies or NPCs would rather believe a convenient lie than the inconvenient truth. I'll say it again. Most normies would rather believe a convenient lie as opposed to an inconvenient truth.
Of course.
You get it?
Yeah. Well,
This
makes
is
them sleep better.
cognitive dissonance.
Makes them
Now,
sleep better at night.
Yeah, is it human nature or is it a way we protect ourselves from going crazy in these strange times we're living in? Like ignorance is bliss is another way of saying it. Trust the science, Mike. Your government would never fuck with you, would they?
Dude, you don't get me started on the trust the science bullshit, man. Don't get me started on the trust the science bullshit. I don't know how these natural immunity deniers walk around. And listen to me when I say this. Remember those natural immunity denier videos I was making? People that naturally don't trust their natural immunity and they deny their natural immunity because they were calling us, what were they calling us? Anti-science or anti-science or anti-science or what were they calling us?
Anti-vaxxers, wasn't it?
Anti-vaxxers. And I was calling them natural immunity deniers. So they deny their natural immunity. They don't trust their natural immunity. They don't trust what God gave them, right? They just want to trust the fucking science. And then trust the science. Motherfucker Al Gore said that Florida was going to be underwater by 2012. And that motherfucker was buying oceanfront property in Florida.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
What I want to know is when the flu went on holidays for about 3 years, 2020 to 2023, where did it go on holidays?
Me?
The flu.
Oh, it's 2023. Yeah, well, I didn't travel in 2023.
But where did the flu actually go when it went on holidays?
I don't know.
Well, can you put it out in the chat? Anybody responding? I need an answer to that question. Flu took a holiday for 3 years. Where did it go?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Sorry, I thought you were telling me a joke. Yes, the flu disappeared. The flu was the flu disappeared for 3-4 years because they were just replacing it with the bullshit COVID, right? Yeah. Oh, with COVID, it's the COVID vac. This, you need a COVID vac. Bullshit, it's what happens to the flu. We covered that on Mike in the Night so many times. Where the fuck did the flu go? I think we have a whole episode called Missing in Action. Where do we find the flu?
Did we ever find where it went?
I heard rumors that it went somewhere to Brazil, and I never heard anything since then.
That's it, eh? Done.
Yeah, the flu took a trip to Brazil, and it's never come back. Probably got stuck in a favela somewhere.
I don't know. I seen this coming back in the 90s. I said, what the fuck is all this political correctness shit? I'm going to speak my mind. I don't give a fuck who I offend.
That's right.
And I kept getting so much lip back. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't. Why can't I say that? It's not politically correct. I'm not in politics. Why would I give a shit?
That's right.
Oh, but you can't say it. You can't say it. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to offend someone. Mm-hmm. Well, they have the right to be offended, just like I have the right to be offended. Do they have more right to be offended than I do? Mm-hmm. If they want to believe the lies or the convenient truth the convenient lie that they put out there. So until people can get past that, guys like the Raven will still be busting people's balls. You got to keep an open mind, look at things from all sides. Who benefits? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, follow the money. Who benefits? Mm-hmm. What's the agenda? And then when they tore down the Georgia Guidestones, it says, oh, this ain't good. This is not good at all. Remember they ripped them down a few years ago?
Yeah, they blew it up. We covered that too.
Too many people drawing too much attention. But these parasites, they always got to say what they're going to do before they actually do it. Otherwise, it's like mm-hmm. not kosher or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways, it's bugging me what's going on in Iran. I don't know if they want to get both sides to destroy each other, or do you think they want to escalate this to a real shooting war? Because the Americans don't have a lot of...
Again, watch my Beware video. Eduardo, hold on a second. Let me find the video for everyone to watch. I actually, just like the Venezuela, when I predicted Venezuela was next, everyone called me retarded. And then 8 months later, Venezuela was next, just like I said. But then it was this Beware video I made here. Beware. Let's see if I can find it here.
Yeah, it's all about roots and resources. If you look at the big world
here it is. This is the video here. Eduardo will answer your question. Beware, from November 4th, 2023. U.S. Israel will invade Iran, Lebanon, Palestine to redraw the map. So this is a very important clip from Mike in the Night from November 4th, 2023. It says here on the it's from November 4th, 2023. Watch this clip. It's called Beware. Watch it, Eduardo, and it's going to answer exactly what you're asking me in the video. It goes into depth, and it goes into numbers, and it goes into percentages, and it goes into who's being involved, who's being excluded, and where it's happening, and why it needs to happen.
So what are your recommendations? What do you think people should be watching for? How should they be preparing? Should it be food, seeds, farmland, chickens?
Well, I think right now what people need to start doing right now is shutting the fuck up. And I'm not talking about shutting up against the government or shutting up against the freedom of speech. I'm talking about shutting up what you have. Don't tell people how many seeds you have. Don't tell people how much gold and silver you have stacked. Don't tell anybody fucking anything about any of that. Don't tell anyone about your preparedness. Don't fucking tell anyone you're prepared for when it goes down. Don't say anything. That's one thing people need to shut up about. It's just, it's done. Just don't talk about it no more. Because there's going to be goon squads going around that are going to be funded by the governments. They're going to come around door to door and they're going to start looting shit and they're going to start killing people. You know what I'm saying, Eduardo? So people need to shut up about what they have for seeds. But if I'm going to give advice to people and say what you need, money is always food in the bank. Watch our food videos where we're telling you guys stock up on food because food's going to go up in price. Okay? Food is money in the bank regardless. You're going to have to buy food to eat regardless either way. Unless you steal it or loot it. Another thing I recommend is water purification systems. Portable ones too. Life straws. All kinds of weird shit like that. Get that kind of stuff. It's not expensive. Have a drawer full of that stuff for emergency purposes. Because once the water goes and you have contaminated water, you're fucking dead. Another thing, if you're in an apartment complex or in a city, you might want to think you want to get the fuck out of the city. Because once the shit hits the fan, and once you don't have power, if you're living in an apartment building, in a unit, and you don't have power for 3 months, you're dead. The bacteria going through the pipes, going through the sewering system that gets backed up, will kill you. Right?
Yep.
What else? Run some little solar. Get a solar shed in your backyard. A little like I have my little solar shed. The batteries are charged all the time. I need to charge a phone, emergency, radio, whatever. I could do it. That's what I would tell people. Yeah, get your seeds. Buy an heirloom seed box or a tin. A big tin of heirloom seeds. Put it aside. Waterproof one that will last years in case there's a massive emergency. Stack your gold. Stack your silver. Do what you can. Create a parallel economy. Make sure you create a parallel economy to the one we have. Start taking notes on your block. Who could fix things? Who can't fix things? We made a video about this like 4 years ago. Find out who could fix things. Find out who could repair things. Find out who knows how to weld. Find out who knows how to sew. Find out who knows how to fucking farm. Find out who knows how to drive a tractor. Find out what the fuck people know in your area and work with each other and collaborate. That's my recommendation, Eduardo.
And communities, because you're going to have to protect what little you have.
Right.
And that's the third precious metal, lead. And even that we don't know for insulated, because you've got the, if you don't have a blue roof, a blue roof on your building, they could wipe you out too. We witnessed this in Paradise, California. We witnessed this in Maui.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it or heard of any of it happening lately. I'm surprised they're not using it in Iran and in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Find that odd.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Space Force?
What the hell is that? It rings a bell. Was it a movie?
Remember, Trump had a new division of the military called, you got Army, Navy.
Oh, fuck. That's all bullshit.
You got the Marines and then Space Force. It was all BS.
Oh, fuck. I don't even know, man. It's all... They're changing the fucking... They're changing the rules every fucking 10 minutes, man. It's so hard to keep up with anything anymore, man. They're constantly changing the rules. They're renegotiating the rules as they go along. That's all they're doing.
Gee, is that why the police are so ineffective these days? If you get a cop, helps only an hour and a half away.
Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, it's going to turn dog eat dog when the price of food goes up. That's happening.
JT.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But
I'm
anyways,
a lawyer.
Don't get too upset. If you're prepared,
Oh, I'm not
you'll be
upset.
okay.
I just get worked up on the show sometimes, and then I go to sleep. I'm fine. And,
And they don't want information like this becoming widespread.
yeah, that's the
why.
problem.
That's why you never get the views.
Well, no, it's because we're either too early to the party or we're too. This guy's not allowed to tell us this. Let's mute this guy, censor this guy. Let's let Joe Rogan say it in a few years when the time is right. Right? That's controlled information distribution, my friend.
Well, who do you think bought out Rumble? Who do you think owns YouTube?
Isn't it your white hat friends?
It's the parasites, man. Come on.
Oh, okay. Your little hat friends or whatever you call them.
Yeah. Now the owner of BitChute, very nice guy. I met him. They ran him out of the UK, out of Europe. He's living down, I don't know, somewhere Burma way or Thailand or one of those countries down there. You bring too much of the information they don't want, they run you out of the country.
Yeah.
And this guy is as white as snow. I met him. Nice guy.
You did?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Nice guy.
Guys, I want to ask you guys a favor. If you're on Facebook, can you go on my Mike Martin's page, Facebook? We are live on Mike and the Night on Facebook. Do me a favor and share the video for me, please. Just go and just share it for me, please. Because I don't know if we got any shares on tonight's video. But if you're on Facebook, go to the Mike Martin's page. Mike Martin's, you'll see me. And you'll see Mike and the Night's live. Go share it for me, man. That's all I ask, man. Just share the video.
Yeah. Do you have a page on BitChute yet or not?
Yeah, you have a BitChute channel. Yeah. Yeah, here, I'll bring it up for you guys to see it.
So all your videos should still be up there. They don't take them down on that page.
Yeah, they're most of them are up here. Here it is right here. Here's my BitChute channel if you guys want to see it. There it is. Canada's collapsing. $3.8 billion for a nature reserve. There it is. Look, Lockdowns 2.0. So there's my BitChute channel. I don't have many followers on there. I think I have 500 followers. I never grew on there either. But there it is right there. Mike Martin's on BitChute. I don't get many views or anything on there.
Well, the whole world's against this guy, right?
Against who?
The owner of BitChute. They don't want this platform to grow.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. So,
but the information is out there.
Yep.
All the good stuff is on BitChute. That's why you're there.
Yeah, I'm on here too. I got lots of video. Frig, here, guys, look. All the videos I have on BitChute. Lots of videos. I think I got like 2,000 videos. Let me see. Hold on. It doesn't tell me how many videos, but there's like thousands of them on here.
Yeah. So DLive is going down any day now, eh?
DLive? Why?
DLive, I don't know, but they're going to be down. They announced that they're going to go down any day now. Probably money, financing. Who knows?
Interesting.
We'll find out when it's too late.
Because I am streaming right now. Let me check. I'm on DLive right now streaming.
Not for long. Not for long.
Yeah, I'm just checking right now. I'm live.
Or maybe they're just trying to, I don't know, make some noise so they get more viewers. It's tough. How do these smaller platforms like BitChute and DLive stay alive? That's the question. Who's the customer? What's the form of revenue? Because if you're going to have this up, you got to make money at it. Otherwise, why bother?
Well, it's like the channel. This channel makes no money. Mike and the Night makes no money. The only money that Mike and the Night makes is when you guys actually buy me a coffee. That's it. That's all we make. So I make on average $600 to $700 a year. And then AdSense pays me like $20 a month or $23 a month, right? So I don't have, so it's hard for me even to even exist out here. Like, it's so freaking hard, Eduardo. And then when people vote with their dollars and don't want to shop at my store, don't want to support me at my store, and then and go out of their way to tell me that they don't want to support me,
Hey, you know what you could have? A homeless sale.
Homeless.
If you're homeless, 10% off. If you're living on the street, 10% off. Because those people got lots of time to play board games.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Or maybe a nice pork sandwich with every game purchased.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's just, oh, yeah, you want to do that? Then I'm going to have a proper kitchen. I need licensing for this, licensing for food, licensing to serve foods, license to... It's all bullshit, dude. It's Canada. This is not Jamaica, where I convert the front of my house into a business until I have enough money so I could... You know what I mean?
Yep. That's just an idea.
No, I'm just saying. In Jamaica, you could do that. You can't do that in Canada. In Philippines, you could do that. Right?
You can probably do that in Mexico too, can't you?
Anywhere you could do except Canada. You do anything in Canada, they shut you. They shut your fucking ass down in this country. Anytime you try to get ahead and feed your family, they shut your fucking ass down.
Yeah, they've killed innovation. That's a bad thing about Canada. What's going on? They got people go to school. They indoctrinate them. If you know how to memorize pages of facts and stuff and regurgitate to the teacher as a professor, you'll do well academically. Meanwhile, you come out and you're a fucking moron.
Yep, a tardo.
Yeah, the sign of the times. I seen this coming back in the 1990s. Way back when they started saying, "Oh, we gotta standardize the education. We gotta everybody passes, no more failing." Well, where's the incentive to study harder?
Yeah, where is the incentive to study hard?
Like when I went to college and insurance company sent me back for retraining, I took math in what year would that have been? 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some really boring math teachers in high school. My fault, partially because I was too preoccupied with pretty girls in school and fast cars and gasoline and making money and partying and all that shit. But I did not do well in math in grade 11, 12.
Yeah, I didn't do well either. I
was a solid D student. I
D?
get to college, I'm the smartest kid in the school, and I've used almost no math, only what basic math you use in construction trades. And these kids were struggling in college. And I'm asking the teacher, says, how the fuck did these guys get let out of high school to come to college? And you guys are doing math that I learned in grade 6? This is fucked up. And suddenly I'm a straight A student?
Yep.
And I've been out of school for 10 or 15 years? Come on.
Yep. Because the curriculum changed, right? When the curriculum changes, it just dumbs down. They dumb it down. They don't set up the curriculum to be better for the upcoming generation. They actually dumb down the curriculum even further, and it just damages the neurons and the connections in your brain. Everything gets destroyed, right?
Well, we had the in the 50s and 60s when we had the European migration. We had all those skilled trades coming. We had people that were people understood the value of high education, and that's how you had engineers that were building stuff like the Avro Arrow. That's why you had the Golden Horseshoe that was technical hub of North America. Why we had big industry, we had secondary industries, and things were just a booming here in Southern Ontario. And then they dropped the standards of the skills training and the education and lowest common denominator, and so now we're
that was after
basically
93
we're
though.
third world.
After 93, Canada closed immigration from Europeans for skilled trades, and after 93 they opened it to China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, what was it, India, what was the other one, that Somalia. So they opened up, the Europeans built everything, and then now let's open it up to these people. Because if the Somalians or the Chinese or the Indians came first, they wouldn't have built fuck all in this country, right? The Chinese wouldn't have a bank to work at here in Canada, right? So they needed us to build it first. Do you know what I'm saying? And
well,
then
China in the last couple hundred years has never been that good at
they still aren't any good at anything. Like, they just build garbage, and then they come in and they take our government jobs. I was at the Vancouver airport not long ago. There was a Chinese lady with an AK-47 around her, or an AR-15 or whatever, around her chest, walking with a security guard with a turban. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Where the fuck are the Canadian people? Oh, they're outside begging for money. That's where they are. I'm fucking tired of this shit, Eduardo.
reverse discrimination hits hard, eh?
Yeah, fucking pisses me off, this shit.
Yeah. But we're no longer in, back in the 50s and 60s, I think society was more based on your abilities, right?
Yeah.
There was some nepotism going, like, you know, if you wanted to hire someone, sure, you'd give it to a job to a cousin or a family member that you trusted. But after that, it's like, you know, if you need more employees, it's like the best man for the job
Yeah.
That's who you'd hire, right?
You just hire who qualifies, right?
Well, nowadays you got to be LGBTQ or colored or disabled
WMM432,
or
Black Lives Matter. Don't forget that.
yeah, some of that shit. That's all Marxism, anyways.
Yeah.
Equality of outcome, not no more equality of opportunity. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So lowest common denominator, and that's why we're going the direction we're going. Until normies start seeing this, but again, it's easier to believe. What's the saying?
It's easier to believe a convenient lie than the actual
An,
harsh truth.
an inconvenient truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we're fighting in this country. That is where our war is.
James is saying sound money stopped in August 1971. That was during the Bretton Woods. We covered that in Mike in the Night in 2017 or 2018, or on our finance show, Trends in the Housing Markets. When the finance, I believe this is just me and this is what I believe. America took itself off the gold standard back in the 70s, purposefully to go to war. There's no proof of it. What I'm saying, there's no proof. But Eduardo, I believe in my whole heart of hearts, America had to go off the gold standard because it was too expensive to go to war, and that Vietnam War was going strong, and they were going to America was going to go bankrupt if it keep backing its currency with gold, right?
Yep.
So I believe that they went off the gold standard to go to war because you just can't go to war like that. Look at imagine the Iraq War. They tabled that war. The Iraq War was tabled at, I don't know, like $8 billion or $16 billion for the Iraq War. It ended up becoming like 4, 6, or 8 trillion in the end, right? When you account, hospital and all the stuff and breakfast and the whole 9 yards that funding an operation like that, it went into the trillions. Imagine backing a war in the trillions, okay, with a gold-backed currency. Holy shit! The country would go bankrupt, right?
Yeah, back in the 1800s when silver and gold was the common currency, cities and towns and banks would try to print money,
Mm-hmm.
but there was almost no inflation because people still wanted their. That's why they called the American dollar the greenback or the silverback, right?
Yeah.
This note entitles a bearer to the value of silver, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Kennedy pushed for that too hard, right?
Yeah, that's why they have to shoot him.
So
It's a lot easier to print money out of thin air than have to back it with something.
yeah. Again, they
That's
did
the
it.
game.
They did it
And
because
China's playing the same game. They fucking printed yuan like crazy, and then they brought it in here and laundered it.
they
their
laundered
money's-
trillions of dollars through our real estate markets.
Yeah, it was all printed out of thin air.
Yep. Trillions.
You just got to know somebody in the government.
Imagine they protected our borders back let's say 15, 20 years ago and stopped any of this shit from coming in. Fuck, Eduardo, you'd probably go buy a nice apartment somewhere, 30 grand, a nice little quiet 1-bedroom, retire yourself because you don't need to make too much money. You already got a 1-bedroom in a nice part of town. You have your motorcycle or whatever just to get you around town, keeping it simple. Or your kids want to.
I think back. Look how long it took your parents to pay off their mortgage. What, 5,
4
10
years?
4 years.
Yep, at 13% interest.
Middle class.
Yep, 13% interest. My parents paid off the house in 4 years.
Were both your dad and mom working?
At that time, they were to pay off the house in full, so we wouldn't have a mortgage.
And then your mom got to stay home.
After we paid off, my parents paid off the house.
Yeah. Because house prices were reasonably low. So
it wasn't that
people
house
think-
prices were low, Eduardo. That's what everyone gets it wrong. Is wages and incomes were tied to real estate prices, not Chinese money laundering.
Yeah. Now think if houses were still $200,000, you're making $100,000 a year after taxes. You pay 55.
Yeah, 4 times your annual income.
Expenses, yeah.
4 times.
So
That's
20
what it's supposed to be. 4 times your annual income.
Yeah, so 25, so 4 or 5 years you can pay your house off, and then if you want to be frugal and scrimp and save, you can buy a second house for the generation that's coming up behind you.
And a cottage.
And people would, those were good days back then. And
Again, because
You know,
wages and incomes were tied to real estate prices, not fucking Chinese money laundering.
yeah.
The Chinese came in 2010 with the Vancouver model and laundered 2.4 to 2.6 trillion dollars in our real estate. What do you think is going to happen to the middle class Canadian? They're going to compete with that. Now they're raising fucking rates. Yeah. Now
Yeah, but
we
house-
warned
house
everyone they're going to
prices-
raise rates.
Yeah,
Raise
house
rate hikes
prices-
ahead. Warning. Nobody gives a shit.
House prices are falling though.
Well,
Finally.
starting in Toronto, Toronto's starting to see a correction now. There's some condos and houses in right now in Toronto that have a $400,000 price cut right now. 400,000.
Wow. So you can get a condo for half the price.
Still too expensive because I could take you down to West Palm Beach or Miami. I could find you $40,000-$50,000 condos down there. I could show you. You come and see me at my store. I'll sit you on my computer and I'll show you as many properties as you want. Remember we were showing them on Mike in the Night, those houses for 50 grand, 60 grand with acreage and everything. Americans have it so good they have no fucking idea how good they have it until they come to Canada and see how fucking shit, how expensive the fuck it is to be up here.
But even their commercial real estate has come crashing down in the last year or two, hasn't it?
Yeah, big time. Their commercial real estate so vacant. Remember this 2021? Was it Eduardo or 2020? We're covering the amount of acreage of vacant commercial real estate in America was in the acreage. Remember?
Yep, and that still hasn't wiped out the financial system. I find that amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's still going ahead, but I know the banks are in big trouble, and I know they were warning us about derivatives.
Oh yeah,
20
quadrillions.
years ago,
Yep.
when there's only a couple trillion. Now
I
the
think
numbers
last
are
time
so
we spoke
high,
of it
it's-
was at $4 quadrillion dollars. The last time we spoke of derivatives, that was the last time we spoke of it.
Where do you think it's at now?
Fuck, I don't know. I haven't looked into it in 5 years now.
It's got to be sky high. Like this thing's got to break one of these days.
Something's gonna have to give, Eduardo.
Yeah.
We're in
Okay,
a lot
Mike,
of
thanks.
we're in a lot of trouble right now, and I don't know anymore, and then I'm worried about my kids. I had a guy come in my store pointing his finger in my face saying, "I'm not allowed to compare Canadian real estate to American real estate." I'm like, why?
Excuse me?
Like, what the why? You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to compare Canada to America. I'm like, why? What for? Why not? They speak the same language. 71% of our exports go there. Pretty much the same religion. Pretty much everything the same. Why can't I compare to our only bordering country that borders us? The guy wanted to punch my teeth out. For you better stop comparing American real estate to Canadian.
Or what?
Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's compare Canadian real estate to Argentinian real estate then.
So,
Maybe that'll get you out of trouble.
yep.
Or
I don't-
Venezuelan real estate prices, or better yet, Brazilian real estate prices.
Yeah, but I'm using America because they speak the same language. We could go in there and blend in with the people. It won't be too hard to blend in with the locals, right?
Yeah.
But
So what do you think McCartney's going to do now that he's got a majority?
who? Oh yeah, crossing the floors. Crossing the
Mark
floors.
Carnage, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's
Wasn't there-
they're
was
gonna
there
do whatever they can
by-elections
to
today?
get a majority. And they're coming for us, Eduardo. Those motherfuckers are gonna come for us.
They won't come for me, Mike. If I can build it, I can break it. Where are they going to put me?
I don't know.
I'll come get you, Mike. Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
They're coming for us.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for having me on.
That's it?
That's it, man. Happy days are ahead.
Well, I hope God hears you, man.
In the end, God always wins.
Oh, the good always conquers evil. You know that, man.
Yep. There's only a few of them. There's a lot of us. All right. Have a good one.
God bless. Bye.
Ciao.
That is Eduardo on Mike in the Night. All right, we're all good. We're entering our third hour. I could go to sleep now. Yeah, guys, if you want to know about the Canadian elections, are right here. Why the Liberal Party is going to win. Everyone was calling me fat. I said, no, Liberal Party is going to win, and a man named Mark Carney is going to come back in November 2022. Everyone said I was fat. But here it is now. La 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 la. Where is it here? Liberal Party will win. Show you guys why the Liberal Party will win. And I was talking about Mark Carney being the governor of the Bank of England and the governor of Canada. Bank of Canada brought in all that fucking laundered money in from China. Fucking ruined both countries. And we told you guys not to take sides because no one's coming to save your asses. Here it is. Here's the video. How the Liberal Party will win the 2025 selection in Canada via public sector and Chinese vote. 1 year, 9 months ago, we were telling you guys how Mark Carney was going to win this. The Liberals will call a snap election and win a majority. Mark Carney, Liberal snap election. And this is before Carney got in. Carney stopped. This is before Carney got in here, too. This is like 6 months before he even threw his name in. Carney, stop talking for Canadians. Does Donald Trump know the Liberal Canadian election outcome 1 year ago? 1 year, 11 months ago. Canadian elections live coverage. So we did that was 6 years ago. Holy shit, 2019. Holy shit. Chinese in Canada are receiving emails to vote Liberal. 11 months ago. Canada to become a dystopian nightmare as Liberals will win the next election. So, we covered. No. Oh, Trudeau in Guelph to launch a $4 billion housing plan. 100K homes, 100K homes, New Zealand's Kiwi build idea. So Canada was copying New Zealand right here with a build 100,000 homes or some bullshit like that. Why the Liberal victory needs to happen. It's all selected, not elected. There you go. Mark Carney was selected, not elected. There it is right there, folks. There it is right there. It's all there. D-Man is saying, I know things are tough right now, but let's stay positive. We'll get through this difficult time, and things will improve on the other side. A lot is coming to light. Something, and sometimes a bit of chaos, is part of the process of change. Papa Piss is saying, worldwide Kalargi doctrines. So, guys, if you're really bored and you want to pass a good 15-20 minutes, go to my channel, click on shorts. If you want to catch up on what's actually going on around the world, just go watch these 2-minute, 1-minute, 2-minute shorts. This answers a lot of your questions here. A lot gets answered here in these short videos. Play my shorts, guys. I promise you'll enjoy what I have to say. I promise you. Yeah. Anyways, guys, what are we on? The third hour here? Yeah. All right. Yeah, dark times coming for Canada. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Dark times for Earth. This might be the skyscraper dark ages I've been talking about for years now, guys. Over 15 years, I've been warning you guys about the skyscraper dark ages are coming. I got a bad feeling about this, guys. Got a bad feeling. Got a really bad feeling. All right, looks like we're wrapping up into our third hour. Let me get some send-off music here. Thank you, Steve Stevens, Rip Torn, Rick Silver, D-Man, The Raven, Eduardo, Low Roller Scratcher, Walking Journey, Decentralized 92, James Cameron 204,
Neon shadows on the street.
Grindhouse Cartoons, art by download.com, art by download.
Silver skyline.
Papa Paste, Rick Silver 55.
Every fear just fades away when the rhythm starts to play. You don't know what's wrong, alright. You're just moving right in the night. Close your eyes, don't fight the fight. Feel it lifting you higher. When the clock hits 3, you're finally free. At 3 a.m., something's moving you. Feel it breaking through, like a wave you can't undo. At 3 a.m., let the darkness shine. We cross the line. We're making the feel the bass ignite. Might get feel the bass ignite.
Mike Martin signing off for episode 646 of Mike of the Night. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.
In the night, in the night, in the night, in the night. 3 a.m. feel the rise. Hands up high, no disguise. Lights are flashing, bodies sway.